Yeah. You're always going, yeah. All right, motherfuckers, we're back. Episode 5. The mics are checked. Deep checks. I'm here. With me, as always, Mr. Mach 3. Today we got Noah back with us again.
Hello, friends.
Hey.
Hi. Hello, friends.
Welcome to Dangerville.
Dangerville, episode 5.
Holy shit.
All right, gentlemen. Would you rather die in a plane crash or a boat crash, sinking / sinking?
Plane crash, 100%.
Without question, dude, you gotta go plane crash.
Really?
Gotta go plane crash, yeah.
Why?
I feel like it's pretty much instant, right? I mean, you know, you hit the ground, it's over. You know, and the other one, you're just saying, would you rather drown?
Okay.
Right, that's true.
That's
but
fair.
partially, it's like, okay. The other thing of this would be like in a plane, it kind of is what it is, right? Like I would imagine pretty quickly you're going to resign yourself to the fact like we're fucked. We're tens of thousands of feet in the air and there's not a goddamn thing that can be done, right? Like on a ship, likelihood of survival probably greater than a plane crash, I think is a safe assumption, but
True.
It's going to be such goddamn chaos and fucking like rats trying to get off the sinking ship, so to speak, and such utter madness. If you're on that plane crash, you at least get that opportunity for that last second call that's like calling the high school girlfriend. It's like, baby, I should have never fucked this one up. I love you, girl. I love you. You get your last second moment, you know.
Just some Flight 93 text
You're going
messages.
viral when that shit hits online for
Right.
sure. You're getting some IG love on that. But yeah, you got to go plane crash.
I also don't think if I was on a plane crash, Shave, I would necessarily resign myself to dying, no matter how fast the plane's going down. I'm still putting the tray up.
right.
Right?
The upright and lock position is key.
Well,
for
you get
survival.
the bag of oxygen coming down too. You get high as shit. Like in Fight Club, he says, like, you know, oxygen gets you high, or whatever. Calm as Hindu cattle. Yeah, that's probably fair. I think that probably going into plane crash, but I don't know the short amount of time of stark terror that you would have going down in a plane crash would be rough. But also you're right, like drowning
Not much better.
that's not good at all. And or like what, or you're gonna get eaten by sharks or something.
But I think even like the sheer stark terror in this case is going to work out to your benefit, right? Like presumably if it's all compacted into this little window of like this shit's happening right fucking now as opposed to a 2-hour boat sinking, like there's probably some stuff that kicks in lizard brain wise. You're flooded with adrenaline.
DMT trip. You're having a fucking crazy DMT trip on the way down.
Bro, you
at
haven't
least
been
going down
high
the
until
show,
you die in a
man.
plane crash.
Indeed.
I mean, the
Indeed.
key is really you just got to jump right before you hit the ground if you're in a plane crash, though, right?
I always
It's the old
thought
Beavis
that.
and Butthead methodology.
I
bro.
always joked about that, or like it was the thing, or like the fucking Wile E. Coyote falling on the cliff or whatever when the cliff falls off. Like, couldn't you just jump right at the very end?
It's just a matter of timing, dude. Newton's laws of physics got nothing on my vertical ability. I'm like a young white LeBron over here, bro.
But as when a boat is sinking, I think in the moments before the plane crashes into the ground, it's every man for himself. So you may think it's futile, but factually, there is one spot on an airplane where it's safer than anywhere else. And I imagine that'd probably be the back of the plane. So you know right before that plane goes down, everyone's trying to get in the back.
You
I'm
think
bailing,
so?
man. I'm just straight jumping out that window like a second before, right before that thing hits the ground. Just boom.
I feel like
that
on a
bitch.
boat going down, like if I was on the Titanic or whatever, I'd have been chucking women and children right off of that motherfucking dude. Like, fuck you, I'm on this lifeboat, dude. I don't give a shit, dude.
You've got to strap a kid to the front of yourself to lessen the blow of the impact as you're going down, right? That's
You're
the
kicking
move.
them off the rowboat.
Yeah,
That's
for
the
sure.
move. You
Bitch,
grab the
this is mine.
fattest little Goonies-looking motherfucker you can find. You're landing on him and taking your chances.
She's pregnant. She counts as 2. Get her off.
Oh, she's no, I'm done. That doesn't count. That kid ain't born yet.
It's 1.5 at best, right?
Yeah, you don't want to get fucking eaten Jaws style either. The shark. Then the sharks came. That looked in the eyes. You guys seen Jaws? He's like a doll's eyes.
Oh, yeah.
Like
more Richard Dreyfuss than you can shake a stick at. And what's the main guy in Jaws? There's Dreyfuss and then like the handsome dude. That's kind of the main guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
the policeman or the sheriff or whatever.
Yeah.
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 I don't remember his name right off the top of my head. He's a great actor though. They're putting out Jaws in IMAX, remastered Jaws in IMAX coming out.
Not a movie I ever really wanted to see in IMAX. Not gonna lie.
Not a big Jaws fan.
Do you think that would add a lot?
I mean, it's in the theater. I never seen Jaws in the theater, and I mean that's it's the original summer blockbuster.
Yeah,
Jaws.
Jaws is huge. That's a
great movie.
Yeah, that's a good. I mean, I can see that first opening scene with the credits, Jaws, and everything like that. Yeah. That'd be cool to watch in IMAX because it's kind of POV of a
just
shark.
The opening credits is all you need.
But like the rest of it,
music.
I can probably go without seeing that in IMAX.
You watch the opening credits in IMAX, then walk down the street to the standard cinema to watch the actual Jaws movie.
$20 well spent.
That's the movie.
Yeah, I want to go see it. I like some Jaws. I like the IMAX.
Roy Schneider, by the way, star
there
of
you
Jaws.
Go.
There's the name I was trying to pull.
It's not Schneider, it's Schieder.
It is indeed Schieder.
Yep, it's Roy Schieder.
Well played.
Yep.
Would you classify Jaws as a horror movie or as a disaster movie?
It's definitely not a horror movie. It's a disaster / I don't know, action blockbuster thriller.
Throwing it right back to the horror versus thriller conversation we had. By the way, Roy Scheider was also in the follow-up, the sequel to 2001: A Space Odyssey.
Oh,
2010.
Really? I never saw that.
I don't remember what it was
2002.
called.
Still in space.
Still in space.
The Odyssey continues.
Yeah, that's kind of what it was, though, wasn't it? They made a whole bunch of those. I got those books up here somewhere.
Yeah, it was dope, man. I forgot who directed it. I think it was some random guy. It was a solid flick.
Yeah.
Obviously, no Kubrick original, but it was a good
Right.
flick. Yeah, it kind of picked up where the last one left off, and crew lost out in space. Gotta go fucking find out what happened.
And then he was in, did you ever watch a show? It was called SeaQuest. Did you guys ever see SeaQuest?
Oh,
was that like the space station under the ocean?
It wasn't a station though. It was a ship. It was like a squid shaped ship, but it was Star Trek underwater, right?
Yeah,
that was the premise.
With Jonathan Brandis.
On a planet or
Yes.
like
no, it was on Earth or whatever, but they're underwater, and the kid had a talking dolphin, and it was starring Roy Scheider. And I watched this shit when I was a kid or whatever. It was on probably like 3-4 seasons or whatever.
SeaQuest is chill.
It was a good show, but yeah, it was Star Trek Under the Sea.
NBC possibly, I want to say.
Something like that.
what? Why is that a good premise for a television show?
It wasn't. Hence the 3 seasons, dude. You can crap out any piece of shit on network television and get a minimum of 5 seasons.
It's literally, though, it's Star Trek underwater. I mean, that's got to be the pitch.
Yeah.
It's like, it's every episode you're in a fucking different unexplored area of underwater and you run into whatever. And
the Klingons.
Exactly.
They needed more Patrick Stewart. It was one Patrick Stewart short of having a 10
The show got real weird
run,
after the second season when the writers ran out of ideas.
Solid premise. I was breaking balls with solid premise, dude.
It was a good show.
What was the whole? It was in the future, right?
Oh, yeah.
Presumably some kind of post-apocalyptic. Got to fucking go
I
under
don't
here
think
to
so.
survive.
I think it was like science, man. I think they were like straight up. Seriously,
Just science.
It was
just
Star
science.
Trek underwater, dude. Like literally, it was just fucking. We're gonna explore unexplored territories, and we got a talking dolphin, and we got that kid from Ladybugs, and the guy from Jaws, and
As much as I'm going to shit on that idea for a television show, like if you had a large budget, you could potentially do some cool shit, right? Because the ocean is the last unexplored part of the earth.
Really,
Yeah,
dude,
dude,
that
rad
was
as
the premise
hell.
of the show,
Right?
Talking man-eating squid, all that
Gotta
shit,
bring
dude.
it back. Bring it back. SeaQuest.
All right, SeaQuest 2032, to be clear, actual
Okay.
title here. So in the early 21st century, mankind has colonized the oceans. The United Earth Oceans Organization enlists Captain Nathan Bridger and the submarine SeaQuest DSV to keep peace and explore the last frontier of Earth.
It is literally Star Trek.
Yeah, Star Trek
Literally
underwater,
Star Trek. Underwater.
Let's show it's got to have it.
Indeed.
Got to catch some SeaQuest. Dude. What are you doing, Hulu?
Someone called themselves the Atlanteans, I'm assuming. Like there was Atlantis or...
Probably. One would hope.
All kinds of Atlantis tie-ins.
You have to.
Yeah. It probably didn't get there. They were probably like, we're saving that for season 4. You're canceled.
We're out.
I think there was Flipper. There was Flipper the Dolphin. Never watched that show, but that's kind of gone down.
There was like 6 flippers, the actual dolphins. And man, there's some fucking weird shit. There's some dark shit about the flipper dolphins like getting killed and being killed. And I don't know.
Once they realized they were starring in the show Flipper, they were just like, goodbye, crew world, I'm out. Gun to the head. Same thing with all the Free Willy, the killer whales and Free Willy is a huge thing, / SeaWorld and all that shit.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, an enormous ocean animal who previously was fucking swimming free and eating plankton and doing some ocean shit up in a little aquarium tank, big, barely big enough to fit in. Not exactly what nature had in mind, I don't think.
Did you guys ever see that, all that fucking, what is it, Black Water or something? Or
Oh, no, I haven't seen that.
The documentary about the killer whales that they use in SeaWorld, how fucking crazy they get and stuff.
You saw that shit?
Yeah.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, I saw it. It was horribly depressing. It was literally one of the most depressing documentaries. And I'm kind of like a nature nut about that sort of thing. And just like, that's not the environment they're supposed to be in, man. They get super aggressive and start going after people, which in the wild, despite the name killer whale, is not a thing. They're super gentle, don't attack people. And then they just get going and, they're buddy-buddy with a trainer. And then all of a sudden one day it's like, fuck you, I'm all set on this, dude.
And they fucking drag them down to the bottom. They'll fucking grab them, drag them down to the bottom and fucking drown your ass.
It's horrific, man. Imagine little Johnny and Janie sitting there petting fucking Free Willy.
What's he doing to the diver?
No good for business.
It's all part of the show, Johnny. It's all part of the show.
That blood's just special effects.
Folks, we're going to go to a short intermission here.
As the blood
nothing to be concerned about.
Coming up to the surface.
The water's churning.
That'll happen, man.
Yeah, that shit's fucked up. I've seen those fucking indoor dolphin shows, though, and they're fucking great. So I'm like,
I can't even do the zoo thing, honestly. I kind of tapped out on that, and the whole thing is just so goddamn depressing. Like a nature preserve, and this thing's going extinct, and you've got to do it to keep alive is a little bit different, but just the whole, I don't know, no good for business.
Would you eat a bald eagle if somebody had already killed it and cooked it?
Sure.
Without question, dude.
Oh, okay. Well, okay, Mr. fucking nature man over here.
I mean, if it's already dead, you're not going to let the meat go to waste. It's some straight up Native American shit right there. You got to use every part of the animal. Right?
Ross,
it's already dead.
What are you doing? Are you just like, are you going to go hungry, just protest?
Oh, no. I'm eating
the corner.
Shit. I'm eating it whether it's like, if it's like, yo, we could eat this thing, it's still alive, we could let it go, or we could eat it. Like, I'm like,
America's forbidden fruit.
It's just like
the bald eagle.
Like, bro, you got like barbecue sauce? Like, what are we talking about doing here? We got a smoker? Like, what's the game plan for this?
The majestic and delicious bald eagle.
Don't you know that every 4th of July, that's what the president eats?
That's what I'm saying.
I get down on some bald eagle nuggets, dude. Deep fry that shit, McDonald's style, dude.
It's probably pretty stringy.
Little sweet and sour sauce. It's probably delicious.
I bet you it's delish, man. They got to be strong.
Yeah, dude.
Right?
Well, when shit's strong, though, is when it's like tough, though, to eat.
Hey, here's a good question. What's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. I have great answers. We can start with me if you want.
Yeah, go.
All right, guinea pig.
Okay.
I ate a guinea pig once.
Is that legal?
Just like right out of the cage? like when you were a kid?
Yeah, he tried to get away, but I was pretty fast.
Pulled it right out of the sawdust in the fucking cage.
So it was my week in kindergarten to take care of the last I'm sorry, Mrs. Smith. It's the damnedest thing.
Before I get a bunch of hate for this, I was in Ecuador, where it's a delicacy. It's just like eating chicken here.
Yeah.
But it's more like eating steak. Like you bust out the guinea pig when you have a guest, right?
Okay.
It's like opening a nice bottle of wine.
That highfalutin guinea pig meat.
Mm-hmm.
So I saw like a guinea pig farm, dude. They had like a shed with probably like 200 guinea pig running around.
Where were you?
Just kind of grabbed one.
New Guinea?
No, Ecuador. Ecuador, man.
Oh, that's the same fucking place, isn't it? Come on.
See, I can't do any kind of farm-raised guinea pig, though. I'm strictly a free-range guinea pig guy.
Yeah, come on, man.
Yeah.
Come on, bro.
It was actually really good. Not going to lie.
I bet.
Yeah,
What was the
like
texture like?
really juicy chicken. Just imagine that.
It tastes like chicken.
I'm sold. Have you ever had, this is not the weirdest thing I've ever eaten, which I'm still debating, but have you ever had alligator before?
Yeah.
No, I've heard that's good, though.
It's good, man. It's kind of like a cross between chicken and fish type thing. Like,
it is.
super interesting consistency. Not rubbery in a bad way, but it's wild, man. It's out of control.
Also,
Good
not
shit.
an animal I feel bad about eating or killing.
Yeah, dude, that's some
There is also
heartless
that.
fucking reptilian shit right there.
I had it once, and it was kind of like we were at this place. It was downtown here, and it was like a new place, and they didn't cook it real good, and it was kind of terrible. And we were like, ugh. But I want to try it again.
I got to imagine that's something where you've really got to get the cooking method down. You know, it's like any other, not that it's a fish, obviously, but any of that shit. Like if you slightly over undercook fish, like that's deep. That's no
yeah.
brainer.
I bet you're right, man. Yeah. That makes a lot of sense.
It's good though. I don't know that I've had it at a restaurant, but I made it myself one time and like I found like I wrestled it Steve Irwin style. First of all, choke that bitch out. I went Crocodile Dundee on that motherfucker. But
I gutted it myself.
With some blackened Cajun alligators, good as hell, man.
Yeah, you gotta have it blackened, dude.
Yeah, indeed.
So it's all gotta be Cajun style. Nobody else is cooking fucking gator.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, I don't know what the weirdest thing I've ever eaten is, though. Like, I was probably going to say alligator, and that's probably not even that weird. I can't really think anything more crazy. I feel like maybe I had raccoon once.
What's the story behind that, dude?
Yeah.
They do
How
like...
hungry were you?
You know, I was fucking going by the trash and, you know, fucking pulled one out of there and snapped its neck.
It was during COVID. We were on lockdown. Desperate times call for desperate measures. Exactly. That's what it is.
No, they do like they'll do like weird animal like tastings or whatever, like fucking like roast. They'll have like a whole thing where like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
like,
no,
help
exactly.
me out here. It's like a fucking.
They do it in the ghetto all the time.
No, but so not exactly what you're talking about, but my dad back in the day was a big hunter, and they had like a yearly wild game dinner. And
wild
people,
game dinner. Yes, thank
and
you.
Go hunting, get all this crazy
Squirrel,
shit.
raccoon, fucking aardvark.
Yeah, some antelope, dude. And of course, the most dangerous game of them all, man.
Yeah.
Man.
So circling back to the plane crash conversation and eating man, have you ever seen the movie Alive?
I've heard of this.
Based on a true story.
Yeah, I never actually watched the movie though. I've read about it a few times and some other ones, similar ones, but I never watched that movie.
Yeah, I think it was, I forget the exact country, but I want to say it was about like an Argentinian soccer team that was flying back from a tournament.
Yeah.
Went down in the Andes Mountains, punishingly cold, fight for survival, and did some Oregon Trail shit, man.
After they got done like fucking each other, you know, after the anal got
lot of
boring,
butt sex.
you know.
A lot of butt sex to start.
Well, I guess
you got to keep warm one
other
way or another, right? You know.
And then they you know, I think they were like there's this picture, you ever see the picture of it and people think there's like a human skeleton in it or like a spine or whatever?
What are you talking about?
Specific to Alive?
Yes.
Okay.
Look it up. The real thing. All right. Jamie, pull this up. There's a picture and it's like the guy's like sitting there and there's like, it's probably not, it's almost certainly not, but it kind of looks like a human spine or whatever. But other people were saying like, no, they were like, what they did eat was very much like just a little bit of like some people's legs and shit, and where they were very respectful with the remains and shit. But I'm also like, were they just fucking grilling it up?
Yeah, indeed. There was one guy that was always a little off kilter at first, and of course he was first in. It's like, guys, we got to strip down here. We got to huddle up.
Like, sir, we have food for 2 weeks. We have 2 crates of food. Why are you suggesting we eat Peter?
Yeah.
We've got Cliff Bars for days. Like, we're on a shipment of fur
We don't need
coats
to
here.
eat Cliff. We have actual Cliff Bars. We're fine. What are you talking about? No, I don't know. I just, thought, need some protein.
By the way, apparently DuckDuckGo is super sanitized. I'm just getting photographs of the actual Andes Mountains, which, for the record, are breathtaking, to be clear. But
why is DuckDuckGo on your computer? Why are you not just using Google, man?
That's the one that should be the least sanitized one. DuckDuckGo is the...
I can't have Google tracking my shit, bro.
This guy's got fucking...
You don't want to know what I'm looking up.
He's doing shit, bro. He's doing shit.
Have Google tracking me down. Why is this guy looking up dead bodies and fucking Andes and eating?
Why
Can you hide a dead body in the Andes? Search.
Have you guys ever heard of the thing called the Dyatlov Pass incident? Dyatlov Pass.
No.
So, all right, off the top of my head
Sounds foreign and exotic, though.
It's in Russia. This took place in like the 1940s. This group of hiker, explorer, outdoors people with a scientific background were going to go on this expedition out into wherever the fuck, the mountains out there in Russia. And they came to this place called the Dyatlov Pass, like a mountain pass.
Right.
And nobody knows what happened, but they like set up camp on the slope instead of like in the trees, like in the shelter, which is what anybody normally would have done. So like that's mystery number one.
Let's set up shop in prime avalanche country midway down the mountain instead of the convenient plateau tree-covered area just above.
So what happened was, though, is nobody knows what happens. They all die. They ripped out of their tents. The tents were destroyed from the inside. They all ran out, no shoes, and like only like the smallest amount of clothes. So like they run out. And then it took them like weeks to find them before the snow melted some, and they found them, and they all had like really weird, like mysterious, like face, like parts of their face were gone, like weird, like wounds and shit. Like the whole thing makes like no sense, and it's still like this huge unsolved mystery where these like 12 motherfuckers died, and like so it's all like, was it UFOs? Was it some sort of fucking Yeti? Was it?
Werewolf. One of them turned into a werewolf.
One of them turned into a werewolf.
One of them turned into Michael J. Fox.
They think maybe they had this fucking like brain like hallucination shit from the consistent sound of the wind or something. There was like a vibration in the sound that like made them all go crazy.
Whoa.
But like nobody fucking knows what happened, and it's still this like endearing mystery.
It's coming back to me a little bit now that you're talking about it. I just checked it out too. So one victim had a major skull fracture damage, 2 had severe chest trauma, another had a small crack in the skull. Soft tissue to the head and face issues, 2 of the bodies missing eyes, one missing a tongue, one had missing eyebrows, eyebrows.
How are you missing a tongue if you just ran out and froze to death? Dude?
Yeah, indeed.
It's fucked up.
How are you missing eyebrows? Like, how is this one going under the radar in this
Maybe they were eating each other piece by piece.
The most delicious of all human meat is clearly the eyebrow. That's where it's at.
Yeah,
it's a real delicacy in New Guinea, from what I understand. You know?
Nami.
It's a fucking wild ass story, though, man.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Yeah.
Out of control, military involvement, one of the could be, man. And depending on altitude, maybe it was like some kind of oxygen shortage making the fucking brain go.
But why would they all it looked like they all ran at the same time, because they were all found like 200 yards from their tents.
Jesus.
So it looked like something happened and they all spooked, and like the tents were like ripped open, like they didn't even like use the doors, and like all the shoes and everything were left behind.
How was there not an X-Files episode about this, by the way? It seems like it's low-hanging fruit for Vince Gilligan and the boys, right?
This sounds like the beginning of a horror movie.
I mean,
they find all the bodies in the snow. It's like 7 days earlier.
Yeah, it's fucking out of control, dude.
It's kind of the Thing. Weren't we just talking about The Thing? It's pretty similar, actually.
Right.
But yeah, man, you should check that shit out. Yeah, I get fucking down those deep, dark rabbit holes on that shit.
I want to sleep tonight, so I probably won't.
Got to get that DuckDuckGo, bro. I'm telling you. Have you ever, all right, this is kind of random, but have you ever woken up from a dream and been disappointed in yourself from the way that you acted in said dream?
All the time. So, yeah.
All right, I had one the other day, okay? I dreamt that my deceased father was a construction worker who, in fact, was not a construction worker in real life, to be clear. He brought me to a site to work with him, right? And I noticed this area of like suspicious and awesome looking restricted tools. And to gain access to this area as a new employee, I snaked a tool belt from somebody named Chad, because this tool belt inexplicably had a name tag for Chad on it, as well as a check with Chad's name on it.
Well, they're all named Chad. Let's be fair. Every construction worker is named Chad.
Fair point. So I walk up there and I'm like, hey, I'm Chad, and it's clearly indicated by the name tag on my tool belt and the check that I'm holding. These guys immediately call my bluff and like, hey, this guy's not Chad.
You're not Chad.
Chase me the fuck out of there. Yeah, that was a whole thing. And I wasn't so much disappointed with the dishonesty of myself in the dream. It was more just about the terrible, terrible plot is going in there. It's Chad with a bunch of Chad cohorts.
Yeah. This is the best I could come up with
in my dream. Whoa.
Like, man, I gotta up my game.
It felt like some shit I should probably run past a therapist, but then I was like, I'm gonna do what needs to be done here and just bury the shit back down way deep where it needs to be. Like, just going down a rabbit hole I probably don't necessarily need to be.
Go to a therapist to have better dreams. It's like, therapist, Hey,
your
man.
therapist is just like, I don't know, man. This is bullshit. What are you talking about? This is dumb.
There's like, Chad.
My dreams are depressing. I want to have happy dreams.
You
Can
just
you help
wish
me
your
with
name
that?
was Chad. You're just disappointed you're not a Chad.
Right. I'm a hanging Chad joke there I'm trying to conjure up. I got nothing.
You're just a chode.
Indeed.
but you're not a Chad.
You're more like a Zach.
What's the most fucked up dream you guys have had recently? Do you guys dream anymore, by the way?
Oh, God, dude. So much. My dreams are crazy and vivid, and I remember dreams from when I was a little kid, and mine is full color. I can lucid dream.
Yeah, that's the best, man.
Float around and fly around, know that I'm dreaming. Not all the time, but like sometimes I'll realize that I'm dreaming and shit. Yeah, dude, I got crazy intense dreams.
I had so I wasn't dreaming for a really long time, and I was like, I want to start dreaming again. So I started killing the TV at night, which for whatever reason, once I did that, started getting into my own head and having awesome dreams.
Weed and alcohol both suppress your dreams too.
Yeah, that math checks out, to be clear. I had a lucid dream one time, speaking of, when I was little, that I was banging Pamela Anderson in the booth of a shitty restaurant and realized that it was a dream, and I was like, oh, this is going to work out gloriously. It's pretty awesome.
Yeah, what was that movie? Remember Waking Life? That fucked up crazy movie?
Yeah, that pseudo animated.
Did you ever see that shit?
No.
There's this fucking wild ass movie called Waking Life, and it's about lucid dreaming essentially. And but it's this technology or technique called rotoscoping, where you take film and you basically paint over the film so it looks like it's real, but it's like painted on. So and then you can add shit and whatever.
Oh,
so it's
yeah.
They film the people to start though, right? Like they film it as a legitimate
they film
movie,
it and then they paint over it basically, like frame by frame.
Okay.
So it's animated, but it's like not. It's kind of this crazy surreal shit. And man, it's a fucking great movie, Waking Life. It's just all about it's just kind of weird that he interviews all these weird people. Fucking Alex Jones is in it. Of fucking
really?
Yeah, because this is before he was huge. He was just kind of like a radio guy in Austin. Okay. And the guy that made that movie is from Austin. He's like a Texas filmmaker dude. And he's in a car, and he's driving with the sirens on, and he's got the megaphone, and he's raging at the people, Alex
as he
Jones
tends to do,
the government coming, like the whole fucking
the cabal of baby eating Democrats.
So I knew about him from that years and years before, he was even doing InfoWars or whatever, and it's just so fucking funny to look back at that shit now and be like, that's fucking guy.
Wild, man. Wow. Bubba is throwing it back to the Bubba conversation from last time. I remember Bubba being a big Waking Life fan.
Yeah, he was the one that brought it.
There was another one. I don't think it was Waking Life, but the same rotoscope thing that came out within a year, and Keanu Reeves was in that one. Do you know what I'm talking about?
It was 6 years later, but that was the guy's follow-up to that.
Okay.
It's that same guy.
Dude. Yeah.
I love that fucking movie. It's the one. It's about drugs. It's called A Scanner Darkly.
Yeah.
Never seen that.
It's fucking brilliant. Cool. That's a brilliant movie because they had already worked out way more of the technology, and they had all the people that made the other one making that, so they were way better at it.
Is this the one where the dude's head explodes at the end?
Don't think so. No.
All right.
No, that was Faces of Death 6.
You're thinking of Scanners.
Oh, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah, and that's at the beginning, I think. Actually,
Scanners also a choice flick, by the way. I saw that a while back. Cool movie.
Similar vein, honestly. A Scanner Darkly is it's Philip K. Dick. You guys know who Philip K. Dick is?
Yep.
The novelist?
Yes. Yeah. It's one of his most famous stories, and this guy's a big fucking, they call him dickheads, and he was a big fan, so he made that movie. It's Keanu Reeves and fucking Tony Stark.
Downey Jr.
Oh wow! All right,
and that was probably choice coked up Downey Jr. too. That era, that had to be the getting shit faced.
That was kind of after he had come. It was kind of making a comeback in a way.
That's a shame.
And fucking Woody Harrelson and Winona Ryder.
Oh Jesus! Yeah, I forgot that was a huge cast.
Such a great movie, and man, we watched that movie so many times at Kalamazoo. Fucking sitting there on the couch, me and Swanson. I remember watching it a lot. And then, but somebody stole my DVD, and they just stole the disc, and they left. So I had the
Bubba
fucking
had
case.
To be Bubba.
No, this is long after Bubba. Well, he maybe snuck back in fucking years later.
Oh, coming back in from California, grabbing that Scanner Darkly. Yoink.
Oh, man. But so, for years, I was, opening. I'd find the fucking case, and I'd be like, I want to watch this movie, and I'd open it. Man. And I'd forget, every fucking time. And I'd be like, fuck, the fucking disc is gone.
I
need to re-buy it or re-rent it or something. Like, if you haven't seen it, dude, smoke a fucking J and watch A Scanner Darkly. It's one of the best. Like, it's sci-fi plus drug movie
plus Keanu Reeves,
plus fucking just trippy. It's like dystopian. But it's like, it's futuristic, but it's not like they intentionally, it's like, it's not so far in the future where it's like crazy. And like, I remember him talking about how like, yeah, in all the sci-fi movies, like, what happened to the old cars? Like, if you drive around right now, you're still going to see like a 94 fucking, Caprice or whatever, you know?
Yeah,
like, so like, it's like that. It's more like real. And it's just these fucking like dudes in a house who are doing drugs. There's this new drug. And they're getting all fucked up on it. And then Keanu Reeves is also like a cop. And he's like double, you know, he's like an informant kind of thing or whatever. And they wear these suits that like change what you look like.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
Coming back to me, I feel like everybody sleeps on Woody Harrelson, man. Because
nobody sleeps on Woody. Everybody loves Woody.
Man. He's a great actor.
He's fucking phenomenal and everything. Yeah, and Downey Jr. is fucking great in it. It's just a fucking great, like, druggy, like, I don't know. It just has everything I love about a movie. Like, it's right there for me with, like, Fight Club and, like, weird shit that's, like, I don't know. Yeah.
Having said that, the Dangerville podcast does not condone drug use of any kind in any way.
Hey, can you pass that blunt?
I ain't even hit this yet.
Yo. So we were just at the liquor store, and we love this bro at the liquor store. He's like this, I don't know, what is he, like, probably Pakistani or something like that. Young kid working there all the time. And
Super choice.
He's like, he's always bumping this fucking hilarious, like, Middle Eastern rap in there real loud and shit. And and he always hooks us up with shit. And he has in there now a Snoop Dogg bobblehead.
Missing a hand, by the way.
Guys, oh my God.
Snoop Dogg bobblehead.
I was like, bro, where'd you get this?
It's pretty awesome.
It's missing a hand.
On the way in, so there's this fucking fat dude driving behind us, like breaking our balls as we're doing this Yui in the middle of the road, really up on our ass and getting all up in arms and stuff. And we're getting out. And Susan made this comment because the curb was way up, so we were worried about bashing the door. She's like, "Hey, once I get my fat ass out of here," this guy's just walking by, a single tear dripping down his face.
Super like, fat guy. No. We were already like pissed at him because he was doing the same shit we were. I was trying to let it pass me, and like, yeah, fuck that guy. I was pissed at that guy.
I think you've elevated yourself in the world when you start getting perks from places you go to frequently. That's always nice.
Oh, that's where
like the staff knows you.
Yeah. That guy loves me because we were fucking talking about weed for a long time in there. Like that place, like they like remodeled it, and it became this like really upscale liquor store, and it had like this whole like legit like wine room with wine tasting and all this shit. And that shit lasted for like, I don't know, a couple of months maybe. And then like we were in there the next time, and it was like those bros just running it, like it got sold off, and we're just like, all right, well, that was short lived. It's like, yeah, it's just a liquor store,
dude.
Have you guys been catching, I don't know if you have HBO, but there's this series called The Anarchist. Have you guys caught this at all?
No, but I have a show to talk about after that.
It's pretty fucking dope, man. So it's, this docu-series. It's about this whole, like this finance bro, this super douchey drunk finance bro guy who made $1 gajillion, starts sailing around the world, doing his finance bro thing. Starts this convention called Anarchapulco, which is just incredible. Boy, I'm a sucker for a good pun, but it's like basically starts thinking like, I'm sick of the government taxing all my finance money and this stuff. So they start this convention in Acapulco, right? And it starts out, they're just getting all these degenerate anarchists down there, these.
Sorry, is this real or is this a show?
No, this is real. This is a real docuseries, okay?
Yep.
So these people go down there, and it's like a real shit show at first, and the thing keeps evolving. It turns into like this pseudo Bitcoin conference, but anyway, they're going down there, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger. One of the crazies that goes down there is like this ex-military guy, right? And he goes down there. He's like clearly out of his mind. Starts slinging coke. Gets into like a mini drug war because that's like hotbed of fucking Mexican drug slinging country. So what ends up happening is that like they piss off the local drug dealers down there. The drug dealers come because this cat's like selling all sorts of shit at the convention. He's putting up Facebook posts, like basically just come back Coke from here, like making it the most douchey, obvious thing ever. So the drug dealers come, shoot this place up. But if you're an anarchist, who do you call, right? Because you can't go to the government. So what's the natural thing you do? You go on fucking Facebook Live to start begging for help as people are bleeding to death in the house. Yeah. Which I thought was like the funniest thing ever. The whole anarchy thing sounds like a great idea until you like, you know, need the government and or somebody to protect you. And
then it was called Woodstock 99.
Yeah, basically. Partway through, but it's pretty out of control, man. The fucking cast of characters in this thing, exactly what you'd expect. But highly recommended viewing.
Indeed.
Where I was going with that, I don't know. It's of no consequence.
Well,
check it out.
The Sandman is pretty good on Netflix.
Oh, you watching that?
Yeah.
What's that all about?
So it's
sand, mostly.
Just about a guy. It's like Sandman from Spider-Man. No, it's
a Neil Gaiman.
It's actually
graphic novel.
DC, but not related to the Batman comics or Superman, as far as I can tell. It follows the Master or Lord of Dreams or whatever, and he ends up getting captured by this cultist,
raped,
loses like his relics that give him his power. He has to like hunt them down. And yeah, it's pretty good. Very kind of trippy, very mystical. I love the vibe. Very kind of whimsical, but you know,
it's a
takes
little
itself
rapey.
Seriously. But
marginally rapey.
Pretty
rapey.
choice.
It's Neil Gaiman. It's considered to be the greatest or like top 3 greatest graphic novels ever written. So it was like the thing that put him on the map in like the 80s. It was when like comic books kind of turned to like graphic novels and shit like Watchmen, and like the dark Batman was taking over and shit like that. And Neil Gaiman wrote this shit. I've actually never read it. I've read several other Neil Gaiman novels, but I've never caught Sandman, which is still probably his like biggest work, I would say.
Far from an expert on graphic novels, but like top of the head, Watchmen's got to be up there. 300, I thought was a pretty fucking choice.
Yeah, 300's right.
300's crazy. That's somewhere. A good one.
Yeah,
Sin City as well, man. Frank Miller, and give me some Frank Miller when it comes to graphic novels for sure.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It was right at that time. Frank Miller and the fucking what's the dude with the big beard, the fucking wizard looking motherfucker was doing all those.
Alan Moore.
Yes, yeah, Alan Moore or whatever. Yeah, good call. Etc.
Yeah, Brian Bendis is a graphic novel writer I used to follow. He wrote Ultimate Spider-Man, debuted in 2000, kind of like, you know, a lot of cool shit came from that series, like Miles Morales. And
where do those guys sit in the hierarchy? Like, they've got to be more highfalutin. They've got to be a level above a comic book guy, right? They probably look down and sneer upon actual comic book writers.
Yeah, what a graphic novel. Yeah, I mean, if you're good to write like the big fucking thing.
I would say it's probably the opposite. Because like comic book writers who are writing like Spider-Man and stuff, I mean, that's a job. That's a hard one to get.
Right.
If you just got hired to do a book or you wrote like a cool novel, like anyone can kind of do that.
Yeah.
You got to keep it going, you're saying, to try to like come up with fresh material.
Well, just to have it be your job. Like, oh, someone pays you like full time for that shit.
Right.
You know?
Right. Yeah. I've read some pretty dope graphic novels. I'm definitely not. I'm not a big comic book guy and shit, honestly, or whatever.
Oh, I'm not either. Yeah.
It gets a little fucking nerdy for me, but not saying a
Coming
fucking
from
lot.
over here.
I don't think I believe Ross. Ross is pointing to like comic books in his bookcase and talking about all the authors
coming on the heels of a.
I'm not that into it, guys.
But
by the way, all the classics are right behind you.
There's no comic books in here. I got 300 behind me there. I got a couple other. I got some nerdy shit. Don't get me wrong. Looking at Star Wars right there.
This guy's going off on a 90-minute monologue about fucking H.P. Lovecraft.
Really, yeah. But dude,
I'm more into Stephen King.
Jesus Christ. I was so drunk and so going off about H.P. Lovecraft for like, and I came back to it and I'm just going, H.P. Lovecraft. But I'm not wrong. But goddamn, I was drunk and rambling. Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right, so here's the nerdy shit that I'm on right now. You guys ever hear of an author named Brandon Sanderson?
No, never.
It's very, very nerdy. A lot of the stuff he writes is like young adult, like nothing's real, like graphic or anything like that. And it's fantasy.
All right.
Highly inappropriate, highly nerdy. But his main novels are really good. And he's got this series called the Stormlight Archive. which is his kind of like main thing. It's like very deep. Like each novel's whatever, fucking 17 hours long, kind of thing. Like,
Jesus, it's for young adults.
Yeah. Wow. Well, he. Okay, do you ever hear of the Wheel of Time?
Yeah.
He was the guy they hired to finish the Wheel of Time after Robert
he's kind
Jordan
of a big deal.
died.
Yeah.
He's a huge, like, in that world. He's huge.
Right.
And he's literally huge. He's a big dude. And he just put out a new novella or whatever that's like in between. So the short novels in between are like 8 hours long. And so that's what I'm listening to right now. And Jesus Christ, even I'm just like soaking myself and just going, this is some fucking nerdy ass shit right here. But it is really good and really creative. But we met him. So I went to his book signing in Lansing. And I took Susan, and she's ready to shoot herself in the fucking face. And so, like, and he's gonna, like, you know, he's gonna read a chapter from the new Stormlight Archive that's not released yet. Dude, the fucking nerds at this place, because it's like, again, they're like 16-year-olds, you know, they got dropped off by their mom, you know, kind of shit, like just nerding out over the shit.
Yeah,
it's me there. And so, like,
Brandon, a quick question. In your third YA now,
literally, I got so up here. There's two of them. See, there's two Brandon Sanderson novels because I had one and Susan had one. That was his new thing, and they're signed by Brandon Sanderson.
Whoa!
And we stayed in line till like midnight to meet him and get the autograph because there was like, I mean, honestly, there was probably close to 400 people there or whatever, you know. So like, it was a big fucking line. And dude, these motherfucking nerds, they bring in. It's not like, yo, can you sign my favorite book or whatever? They bring in every fucking book they own by him. Literally, like, stacks. Like, a motherfucker will come in with 24 books, and he'll fucking sign them all. And you're just like, bro, like, come on, man. There's people, like, everybody's waiting in line, like...
It's a rare picture of Sean Connery, sound by Roger Moore.
And it's not like... He's not like... I don't know. I mean, he's great or whatever, but it's not like some fucking like thing where you gotta have his signature. And it's not like it's harder. You can get on eBay and buy any one of his books signed right now, you know. So
as you're up here directing attention to the Brandon Sanderson novels, talking about what a not nerd you are compared to these other kids, I'm noticing things like the magic of
comic
Zenith.
Books are too nerdy.
These are my top shelf books up here. These are all killer books up here. Talking about hardcover sci-fi shit up here. Some
little
rare
Contact
shit.
with Carl
Rare
Sagan.
shit up here.
Gotta love some Carl Sagan. Gotta love some Contact.
There's those Piers Anthony books. Those Harlan Ellison ones, man. Harlan Ellison is one of my favorite. He's probably my favorite sci-fi writer, and he's rolling in his grave because he hated the word sci-fi and he would call it speculative fiction. So it's basically like anything. So it wasn't necessarily because science fiction. What that actually is most people don't actually know or care what actual science fiction actually is. Like people will say Star Wars is science fiction. Star Wars is not science fiction at all. It's fantasy. Science fiction has to do with actual science. It's not about Star Wars is about magic. Right, you have the Force. It's magic.
I stand corrected. Right. You are clearly a nerd in no way, my friend. The technical definition between sci-fi and...
Ross, you're so nerdy, you hate other nerds.
Pushing up my glasses right now. I'm just saying, though, God damn it.
To be clear...
Are those idiots that think Star Wars is science fiction fucking gross?
I'm just using that as an example.
You don't understand George Lucas' vision.
The Martian. We were talking about The Martian earlier.
Yep.
That's science fiction.
Yeah.
You know? So anything that's like got like magic or like even like crazy like monstrous aliens and shit like that is like arguably not science fiction.
Well, you know what? But you could really get deep into it and be like, man, but that Mars movie isn't like real either because he would have died from like Mars radiation or something. You know what I mean? Like there's still like an element of
he had the suit,
suspended belief.
Bro, he fucking scienced his way out of it.
It's Matt Damon, dude.
It's Matt Damon.
Not a bit of goddamn radiation on this planet or any other one that's going to stop Jason Bourne, my friend, for sure.
Jason Bourne is not going to survive on Mars right now. What are you saying, dude?
Jason Bourne 5. on Mars.
In space. Bourne in space.
I always thought Matt Damon was kind of a Streisand, but he really rocked the shit.
Dude, Mission Control comes on. They're like, Jesus Christ, it's Jason Bourne. He's on Mars.
They're making fucking Clerks 3.
Really?
Clerks 3 coming out.
And keeping
done,
with the theme of
It's
Uber
already
Nerd.
done.
Yeah.
And it's about them making a movie about the quick stop. So it's very meta.
Okay.
Oh, I
With
saw the
Kevin
trailer.
Smith,
Did you?
I assume,
Yeah.
or-
How'd it look? I didn't watch the trailer. I just saw.
It looked like the other Clerks movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, except like it took itself more seriously. So we'll see if it's
Oh,
good.
really? I thought
Yeah.
Clerks 2 was fucking brilliant. I loved Clerks 2.
I like
thought it
Clerks
was
2
fucking
quite a bit.
hilarious.
I'm a
man.
big Rosario Dawson fan. I think she's
she's
pretty
cool.
awesome, man.
Well, she's a big player in Star Wars now. You know
Okay.
that? Yeah. She's Ahsoka.
And
I'm
the,
not nerdy at all. Listen, fellas. I am very not nerdy. She plays Ahsoka Tano, Jedi Master.
Are you talking like
In the
Obi-Wan
science
or
fantasy Star
Mandalorian or
Wars.
one of those? I know you're watching all that
Yeah,
shit.
so Ahsoka was a character they introduced in. Jesus Christ, I am so fucking nerdy right now. But I'm not even close to these Star Wars nerds. But that's a character they introduced in the show The Clone Wars, which was the animated Star Wars show,
Yeah,
which is
okay.
fucking
Oh, actually, I'm
fantastic.
beginning to follow what you're saying. You're
Yeah.
talking about the weird alien lady with like the orange paint,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Okay, yeah.
She was
Yeah.
Anakin Skywalker's Padawan.
Apparently a big deal. Yeah, I never watched
Yeah.
the Clone Wars TV
and
show.
honestly, probably the best character of that show was Ahsoka. She's like, whatever, I don't know, 16 or whatever.
I was always like, man, should I be watching this? Because this character doesn't seem to be canon. Like, she's not mentioned in any of the movies or anything.
Well, yeah, but it is
Yeah.
because that shit was made by. I mean, nothing's not made by Lucasfilm, you know. So it's canon. That was a George Lucas created show. I mean, that Dave Filoni dude made that show, and he's the guy that's making all the new Star Wars shit. He's kind of like the main creative force behind Lucasfilm now, Disney Lucasfilm.
okay.
And
see, like, this goes back to the MCU discussion we had last time I was on, where there's too many things going on with like Star Wars,
Yeah.
Marvel. Like, oh man, I'm not going to
Star
watch
Wars
all
does
this.
have too much shit, and a lot of it, unfortunately, has been not great. But the Clone Wars was made before they sold to Disney, and it's honestly one of the best Star Wars things because Star Wars was really made to be. I mean, the whole concept of it was it's supposed to be serialized. The whole thing, Episode 4. The Galactic Empire, like the way that it starts with the scroll and everything, the whole concept behind Star Wars is supposed to be of the 50s and 60s comic pulp novella stuff that George Lucas was a huge fan of, right?
Yeah.
Indiana Jones is actually the same concept. So it actually works better as a short blocked TV show of many episodes rather than movies.
Okay, I like that. Interesting.
So it is actually serialized. So it's the Clone Wars. So it's very Star Wars. You know, it's like, here's a story about these people, and here's a story about these people, and like every episode's different. There's like an overarching story, but it's like there's like clones that are things, or you're following Anakin and Obi-Wan, or you're following, here's just an R2-D2 story, you know, here's a Yoda story, here's a Padme in the Senate political story, all that shit kind of combined.
My favorite is Obi-Wan 6, The Quest for More Money, which is just tremendous film.
Did you guys see Obi-Wan? Did I already shit all over Obi-Wan already?
No, I didn't watch that.
I know you were talking
I heard it was okay,
You were talking
though.
Bill Burr, but that was Mandalorian, you said, right? Okay.
Yeah.
You're saying that Obi-Wan wasn't good, huh?
Yes, I'm saying Obi-Wan was not good. Yes.
It had Ewan
That was a
McGregor,
poor
too,
effort.
right?
Is
And-
Darth Maul in it?
No, but Darth Maul's in. He's in those animated shows.
What's the status of Jar Jar in this?
Does Jar Jar come in?
There's a bunch of Jar Jar in Clone Wars, in the animated show I was just talking about. Which is actually all things in that show are better. Anakin's way better because it's not fucking Hayden Christensen. Jar Jar's way better because he's used more like sparingly and peripherally, and like, I don't know. It's definitely like the shit they kind of fucked up in the actual movies is kind of like course corrected in the Clone Wars animated series. Like Anakin is way cooler not this fucking like whiny bitch kind of fucking dude.
Bro, you're making this sound like the Breaking Bad of Star Wars.
It kind of is, man.
It's the fine
great.
wine.
It's great. Like, I mean, it's not just me. Like, any Star Wars nerd will tell you the fucking Clone Wars animated series is where it's at.
So even if people, I don't know, and granted, I like Star Wars, have always enjoyed it, have seen, I think, all of them at this point, except for the Han Solo movie, which I'm all set on that one.
I actually enjoyed
Harrison
that.
Ford.
I'm not going to tell you it was good, but I enjoyed it.
But Hayden Christensen, I thought was pretty choice, man. Like Revenge of the Sith, I thought was probably the sweetest of those second three that they made.
For sure.
Like, pretty goddamn dark, pretty awesome.
Well, he's in the new Obi-Wan. He is Darth Vader in the new Obi-Wan.
Sounds about right.
Darth Vader.
Which I like the fact that it's like we're going all the way. Like we're gonna have Hayden Christensen.
Just throw it back.
And there's flashbacks to him and Obi-Wan because they keep like bringing it back to like when they were back in those days, and now they're trying to face off each other again or whatever.
Right.
But so that shit was cool. Darth Vader was pretty cool, but there was some plot holes, dude. Like the first couple episodes, you're just like, this writing is so fucking bad. You can't even believe it. Like, I'm like, this makes no sense. Like, why is this happening? Like, what do you mean they don't know who Obi-Wan Kenobi is? These people, these fucking stormtroopers can't even figure out who he is. And it's like,
a Jedi mind trick, bro.
They're looking for the Jedi. It might be the dude in the robes with the beard, It's like it's just like. But I mean, I'm joking. But like when you watch it, you'll be like, "Oh, this is preposterous."
I'm gonna take a shot in the dark here and say it's the motherfucker waving two fingers and fucking mind controlling everybody, picking up shit, levitating it with his mind.
Not the Jedi you're looking for.
Bet. There's this one part, and it like they were making memes about it, where there's this like laser. Like gate, like across a road, like a laser roadblock, essentially, right? That like they'd put up so you can't go through, and you could just like walk around it, right? And like there's this whole fight scene and shit ensues about trying to fucking like get this thing turned off and all that shit, and you're like, bro, just go around. Do you guys ever see Blazing Saddles where they put the gate in the middle of the desert? You never seen Blazing Saddles?
I've seen it, but it's been like decades.
So there's a gag in there that's this gag where they put up this one gate, like a lift gate in the middle of the desert. There's miles of emptiness all around. And the guys all stop short at this gate going, oh shit. And he goes, somebody's got to go back and get a shitload of dimes. Because they put up like a toll booth in the middle of the desert. But you could just fucking walk around it like 3 feet around. And that's what it reminded me of. It was just like preposterous fucking writing like this.
That's Mel Brooks, right? Blazing Saddles,
Yeah,
Blazing Saddles. But Obi-Wan was unfortunately... And I fucking stole my brother's account to fucking log in and watch it, like the whole deal, And
I committed a felony just to watch the show. Wasn't good at all. Not worth it.
No, I'm in prison.
Facing 7 years of hard time.
The Disney police are going to be on my ass.
For real. Mickey Mouse came to, we're going to take you down, you son of a bitch.
What the fuck?
You don't want to fuck around with a mouse.
You want to watch my TV show?
What Disney just bought some other goddamn enormous company. What was it? You know what I'm talking about?
They own everything, bro.
Yeah, there's gobbling shit up.
Lucasfilm. Yeah, so Obi-Wan sucks. George Lucas is rolling over in his career's grave right now. Just going, God damn, I should never sold this shit off.
Lucas is counting those stacks, bro. He doesn't give a fuck about if it's good,
The Mandalorian's
bad or
great. I know I've already fucking gone
great
off
show.
on that. Mandalorian's
Totally agree.
fantastic. And the new one's coming out soon. But that's Dave Filoni. That's the guy that made Clone Wars. Is kind of him and homeboy from
I thought it was the guy that directed Jon Favreau.
It is.
Jon Favreau.
It's those two guys.
Oh, okay.
Basically making it together.
That makes a lot more sense then.
Yep.
Yeah. So a great TV show I've been watching or just finished, Strange New Worlds, the new Star Trek.
Oh, okay.
How is that?
Awesome.
Okay.
You don't need to be familiar with like
it's animated, right?
No. Oh, it's all live action and stuff.
Okay.
But
it's under the sea. SeaQuest, come on. Make a SeaQuest joke. Come on.
I thought you said under the sea.
Hey, no, dude. Imagine SeaQuest, but in space.
To be clear,
and it's like that.
Have you ever seen SeaQuest? It's like they did SeaQuest, but in space.
Give it to
you. But it is good. Like, dude, it's got Spock in there. It's got Captain Pike.
Okay.
From like the original series.
They did do or are planning to do an animated Star Trek as well with like some teenage
there's a
fleet.
There's
you
a
know
couple
what I'm
of them
talking
actually.
about? Okay.
Yeah, there's a couple of those going on right now. Paramount Plus has like 7 shows for Star Trek.
Yeah, just
and
crapping
6
it
of
out.
them are garbage. But Strange New Worlds is awesome, and you don't have to be watching other shit shows.
Yeah,
you can just watch this, and it's great. Like it's self-contained.
Okay,
that doesn't reference the other ones, so it's just its own story. Like if you watched the original Star Trek, you might get a little bit more out of it because you'd be familiar with who Spock is and
the Shatner
who
factor,
Kirk is. Like you would know the throwbacks to that show.
Yeah.
But if you are brand new to Star Trek, you can watch Strange New Worlds and you'll have a blast.
I was going back and rewatching some Next Generation with Patrick Stewart and that
great
whole
show.
crew. Dude, goddamn, that show kicked so much ass. It was at the same time
I never liked
terrible,
Next
but
Generation,
pretty
man.
awesome, dude.
Really?
I thought it was just bad.
It was
I wasn't
bad, but
into
it
it
was
at the time, and I
bad
tried to
in an
watch it
awesome way.
later. And I was a huge Deep Space Nine fan, dude. Deep Space Nine's the best one.
I was the opposite. I appreciated Deep Space Nine as like a teenager, and before that, but like it always bored me more because I was little, and I thought the concept of them being trapped on a space station was lame instead of like exploring new stuff. I'm like,
Right.
but
they're just like in a house,
so much
whatever.
better. But it was the first Star Trek show that had like interpersonal conflict and shit, where like all the other ones, like especially the Next Generation, was very like everybody's on the same team, make it so, like so.
No way, dude. Talking mad. Well, on the ship they were, but mad conflict. Man.
I know. I mean, like within the crew,
Patrick Stewart running roughshod over the galaxy, boys.
Yeah.
Professor X is fucking doing work.
No, I don't know. Deep Space Nine's darker. It's a lot darker show, and it was very much like there was more like conflict between members of the crew and shit. It was
you continue to do very little on your I am not a nerd argument, to be clear.
Yeah.
So, I'm just going to continue calling this out.
I was
the whole
obsessed
show.
with the
This
X-Files.
comic book guys, fuck them.
And Deep Space Nine was on after the X-Files. And so it was on, like, X-Files was on at 9, and Deep Space Nine was on at 10.
There's some good shows right back to back. Jesus.
Yeah, it was Sunday night. It was The Simpsons, King of the Hill, X-Files, and Deep Space Nine.
That's a huge lineup.
Dude,
That's crazy.
That's how
King
it was,
of the
man.
Hill never
Sunday
gets
night.
the credit it deserves, man.
Agreed.
Mike Judge, all things Mike Judge are gold, but King of the Hill, especially like the first 5 or so seasons, man, it's some of the fun. It's laugh out loud, like put you in tears fucking funny, man. It's so good.
Did you guys watch the new Beavis and Butthead movie yet?
I still haven't caught it yet.
dude.
I did watch the new episode, though. They put, because there's the new series, too, and they put the first episode up fully on YouTube.
Okay.
And I watched it there.
Was
And
it huge?
It was really good, yeah. It's not, Mike Judge isn't writing the new series. He's performing it, and I'm sure he's like producing it or whatever, but they got writers,
Yeah.
It was
Beavis
really
and Butthead
good.
needs writers. It's funny.
Well, that's a lot of content to try to come up with one guy, like he
I
used to
do
write all that
like
shit.
how instead of music videos, they're doing YouTube
Yeah,
videos.
yeah.
And they're the Beavis and
ripping
Butthead
on
doing
TikTok.
comments on that.
They're ripping on
Yes,
that. They were ripping on this girl's like her college reveal video where she gets into Harvard and her mom are like all over each other crying. It just looks, it's so bad. And just Beavis, just,
She's going to be dropping out and sucking dick for coke 6 months later.
It's so funny. They're ripping on all that shit. They still rip on videos too. There's some, I forget his name, it's some country star they were ripping on, and I think it's gold because there's endless material doing that too. I mean, that was the best part of that show, was ripping on the videos.
Oh yeah.
There's all the Beavis and Buttheads right there.
Oh yeah.
But they don't have the videos. Because whatever is too much to get the clearance, or which I don't understand, because like they did that originally somehow, right? Like to do it, or
what kind of bullshit lawyer do they have negotiating the rights for that stuff where it doesn't carry over?
It's definitely a royalty thing.
You already did.
Like they have to pay out all these royalties to all these different musicians.
But what I heard is now they got them all back. They got it all restored or whatever.
Right.
So they can put it out now or whatever. But so yeah, like on these DVDs and shit that I got here, it's they're not on there, which is unfortunate.
Old school Marky Mark videos back on the table. We definitely have to watch that new Beavis and Butthead. And I've been saying this last time, we got to do it. Been shitting the bed on it for like a month now, but got to do it, man.
Yeah,
got to imagine that warrants an episode in and of itself.
Yeah, they in the new episode of the show, they go to an escape room. And they like,
actually, I saw this.
Did you see it? They're like, there's these 2 girls going to the escape room, and the guy's like, oh, you got to have a party of 4. and they're like standing outside, like whatever, fucking like drinking Slurpees or whatever. And they're like, well, there's a couple of guys, and so and hilarity ensues.
Have you ever been to an escape room
maybe
before?
I shouldn't. Should I spoil it?
No, it's fine.
Oh, they get trapped in the bathroom.
They think the bathroom's the escape room.
Yeah.
That's classic material.
Beavis, here's a clue. Like, and it's like somebody left a turd in the toilet. It's like, whoa.
Getting back to basics. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Damn it, Beavis, this is a clue. Yeah, it's pretty gold. We're back to it. All right, we're going to try a new segment. This is called Knowledge Bomb.
Knowledge bomb.
Knowledge bombs. All right, so we're gonna go around and try to phase each other with some huge knowledge. So does somebody want to start, or do you guys want me to start?
Noah seems like he's got some queued up.
Dude, I'm pretty excited
I'm chopping a bit for the seahorse material. Baby.
So, seahorses, guys. So the male is the one in the relationship that gets fucked.
Knowledge bomb.
Got to elaborate on that, bro. What's
I mean, how is this different than people?
So the males apparently don't have penises, and what happens is so in like a male
this
female
sounds like liberal Los Angeles.
right, in a male female seahorse relationship or courtship or.
Also, aren't we past
ship.
male and female when it comes to seahorse relationships at this point?
Like,
oh my god, guys, I'm
it's
sorry.
2022. Let's try and get with the program.
No, guys, get this. So,
offending seahorses
a
everywhere,
male
my friend.
seahorse is equipped with a brood pouch on its ventral.
Yeah.
When mating, the female seahorse deposits up to 1,500 eggs in the male's pouch.
Dude, that bitch got my brood horse so hard.
The males carry the eggs for 9 to 45 days until the seahorses emerge from it. So yeah, man. And with seahorses, they're the ones that get fucked. They carry it to term, and they ultimately give birth.
And he has to still pay child support.
See, I thought I had it in my head, and I think I'm mixing up. Maybe it's starfish, but I was thinking they're like androgynous and both like are male and female and impregnate themselves. But I think it's starfish, right?
Hey, listen, man, that was a really good knowledge bomb. Knowledge bomb.
Seahorses are the ultimate mix of a kangaroo and a transgender species.
All right, that was just dumb.
All right, that was good material. I'm gonna allow it. By the way, it's all about doubling down on the verbal knowledge bomb.
And
It's all about the actuals.
I'm trying to punch it in where I think it needs to go.
It needs to go everywhere as much as possible, dude.
All right, so you got one? Or you want me to go?
Go ahead, man.
All right. The space between your eyebrows is called a globella. Knowledge bomb.
Whoa. Soak that in a little bit.
Yeah.
Globella. My globella is furry.
Bro, you didn't pluck your globella.
Bro, I got this rash on my globella.
Tom Berenger in that sniper flick going straight for the globella every time, bro.
You gotta hit him right there.
Right there between the globella.
I can't even say it.
Right there in the glab.
I think is it globula? Globula? Does that
sound
right?
It's Glabella. Globella.
Okay. We're gonna stick with the globella.
Hit him right in the globella.
It's like really weird porn.
Yeah, man, I got this. Dude,
watch Asal Kira get fucked in
that
the
girl,
globella.
dude? Her globella is like the hottest I've ever seen, bro. She has the sweetest little globella.
She was down on her knees. She finished me off, dude. I finished right in her globella, bro.
Dotted
she
her
puts it out there for everyone to look at.
Right on her globella, bro.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
So that is a knowledge bomb. Knowledge bomb.
Knowledge bomb. The globella.
Right. I love it. All right. Are you with me on this one? This is going to take a minute. This is going somewhere. I promise.
Okay.
All right.
He's going hard.
Gear up. Saddle up, boys. All right. So electrons are both particles and waves. Okay. So there's going to be a big payoff for this.
Okay.
I was going to say, like, this
wait
is like...
for it.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
Keep going.
I'm going
Keep
straight
going.
up Bill Nye. We're doing some fucking
Bill
some
Nye
Tyson.
All
All right. So Electrons move in a wave function. There's no definite space and time, okay? This is just a wave function moving. They do not become measurable and turn into what we standardly think of as an electron until it's observed by someone, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So essentially, among other things, it's in a state of superposition. An electron is here and there at the same time, which is super fucked up, multiple places at once.
Yep.
So...
it's called a probability wave.
Indeed it is, my friend. That's well played. Somebody's been listening to some Sean Carroll Mindscape podcast.
This is Schrodinger's cat and all.
Talking
this.
Schrodinger's cat. Yep. Talking Copenhagen
To our
quantum
listeners,
mechanics
we're
theory
much smarter
versus,
than you.
Yeah.
Ross works in gutters.
So we still have basically no fucking clue what it is, but essentially one of the leading theories is that while you measure it at a space and time, it is not just there. The electron is in fact in all places at once.
Yeah.
And upon measuring it and observing it, that splits the space-time continuum into multiple dimensions and realities, where the Ross observing it right now in this reality fucking sees it here, and another pseudo-exact replicant of Ross in another new branch of reality sees it in that place.
So what I'm trying to do is figure that out so I can start a band with myself.
Oh, that's a dope idea.
It's really double down on that mediocrity. That's the way to do it for sure.
Ross
The Ross Experience, starring Ross.
Ross, here's a question for you. So you've jacked off, right? Everyone has. Is it gay? Is it gay if you jack off yourself from another dimension? So there's two of you in a room.
Ooh, good
doing
question.
a circle jerk.
Good question.
Is that just masturbation?
Wow.
A game of cracker with yourself. A multi-dimensional game of cracker with yourself.
Dude, look at yourself. Oh yeah, this isn't gay at all.
And yes,
fuck
it
yeah.
is.
So I'm like, I want to start a band
You
with
touch me
myself.
so
and
well.
Noah's like, I want to jack off myself.
But does that count as a stranger in the definition of things? You know, like
No,
the infamous sit on your own
That's the
hand.
opposite of the stranger,
There's one proton difference between the two of you, as we've established. So no, it's exactly you in every way. But you know, you're jacking yourself off, but it's not you.
That's pretty hot, dude. And speaking, like, I give a mean hand job to myself, to be clear. Like,
it's exactly the way I want it every time.
I'm confused and aroused right now.
All right. Well, that was the science knowledge bomb.
Knowledge bomb.
Knowledge bomb.
You're welcome. We're here to enlighten and entertain, ladies and gentlemen.
You got another one, or did you just have the one?
Oh no, I have some more.
All right.
Yeah, I took screenshots of them.
Okay,
I think the
you're next.
Seahorse rant is the best bit we're gonna have.
Look at this guy. Anybody wearing glasses indoors has got knowledge bombs for days, bro. Got him queued up.
Alfred, I got this one just for you. You might know this, Ross, but I bet you no one else does. Alfred Hitchcock did not have a belly button.
Knowledge bomb.
Whoa.
Knowledge bomb.
Knowledge bomb.
I did not know that.
No belly button, but interestingly enough, he had multiple Hitchcocks.
The famous no belly button, but multiple cocks.
So how? Okay, go.
The famous director of The Birds and Rear Window was born with one, but after surgery, which they don't go into, I'm assuming it was after he was born.
Okay.
It vanished after he was sewn back up.
Oh, okay. That's not really the same thing, I feel like, as not having a belly button. I thought it was like you weren't born with one. I'm like, how is that possible if you didn't have like an umbilical cord, you know?
That's why it's a great fucking fact.
We're operating down on this level up here. Hitchcock's up here. He ain't got time to grow a belly button, bro. He's developing that superior brain power.
Dude, no belly button.
He had a belly button, but it was on the back of his head. It just went in the wrong spot.
He had a head button.
He had a head
It was
button.
right in his globella.
Yeah, it was right in his globella.
Indeed.
Somewhere in the multiverse of people jacking each other off, there's an Alfred Hitchcock with a belly button in his globella.
Oh man.
All right, I got a couple of them here. I'm not sure which one to say, but your tiny toe is called the minimus. Your little toe is called the minimus.
It's like the pinky of
Noah,
your feet.
can we get the slider? Can we get the sound effect here, my friend?
Oh, I didn't have it ready. The timing's going to be all off.
That's good shit. Dropping some pinky toe knowledge.
Come on, man. It's better than your fucking half-hour long shit about Schrodinger's cat. All right, let me try again. The rumbling of your stomach is called a womble.
Whoa! All right.
Knowledge bomb.
Are all your facts things that are just named?
Kind of. Right now it is, yes.
That seems apropos, though.
As a matter of fact.
What are we going to call this thing? Yeah, I don't know. The womble? That sounds about
How about
right.
womble? Something womble. Like womble, but better.
We'll give you guys the afternoon to think about it.
You guys want to go with
So we're going to
womble?
go with womble then. Womble it is.
I'm gonna bust out the eyebrow thing next time I'm at the doctor.
Doctor, I've been experiencing a little bit of pain in my globula here. Globella. I already forgot what the
I thought it was
goddamn thing's called.
globellum.
I don't know.
Globellum, right? Or is it? Are you right? Is it
I'm almost certainly not right.
I feel like I'm just talking like a toddler right now. The goo goo gaga? Is it the goo goo gaga between your eyebrows?
All right, so let me drop one more on you from Goo Goo Gaga. The na-na-nas and la-la-las in a song are called vocables.
Knowledge bomb.
Knowledge bomb.
They got some of their finest minds on that one right there. That's
Vocables, so like babble and vocals put together, kind of.
I guess, it's just a vocable. I don't know.
Yeah.
all right. I got to stick with the space theme here with one more largely unentertaining fact here. So, just under 20% of the cosmic mass energy is invisible dark matter. 95% of the universe is in fact invisible, gentlemen.
Knowledge bomb.
So,
Whoa, bro.
Shane just started reading quantum physics.
Yeah.
Dude. Like, what?
I bought a Sean Carroll book. I'm going off. It's wild.
I got really into Neil deGrasse Tyson this last week.
Indeed.
So actually, I'm going to blow everyone's mind here and speculate a little bit. But
About space? Wait, hold on. We're not
so
done with...
this all ties back to physics a little bit. Can I go into that?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, there's different ways of understanding how physics work as we are beginning to discover with AI. And here's where I'm going to go into this. So AI was like programmed to watch videos of objects kind of interacting, like a ball falling or something hitting something else, friction, nuts dropping, whatever. And it was asked to come up with laws, like physical laws, like scientific laws that would explain the behavior that it was observing. And it came up with different sets of laws, all of which worked, by the way, in the context of what it was observing, that were completely different than how we would describe them. Which means that our current understanding of like physics, while well thought out, we might be kind of imprisoned by our past observations and really have the wrong idea about quantum mechanics, gravity, and there might be a different paradigm from which we can understand all these things to tie them together.
I honestly think we don't know a goddamn bit about that. And like, this is not my personal hypothesis, but it's something I've thought about and I've heard a lot of other people say. I think probably in large part it is developed out of a need to, like, if in theory every part of the brain was turned on, right? They always say you use 10% of your brain or whatever. I think probably if we saw everything that was truly going on in the universe, we would just be eaten by fucking tigers and shit, right? I think it's probably a lot of paring down the different senses and focusing strictly on what you need to stay alive, i.e. what you see, what you hear, what is around you. I think if you were to turn on your brain and actually see everything that's going on, it would just be too goddamn overwhelming, right? Like,
Yeah.
I could never condone the use of psychedelics, and as they are legal substances, I have never dabbled in such a thing myself, but from what I've heard,
Knowledge bomb.
you know, you ever get into those states, man, there's a whole lot going on. You are operating off a whole different level of senses, and I think probably part of it's just trying to stay alive, and the brain pares it down to what's essential, and you're kind of cutting it down to bare bones basics, observe that, and everything else is blocked out.
I'm gonna build on that. It makes you wonder how many of our current laws of physics actually derive from our current state of technology. So in other words, we have like quantum mechanics, right, which we can understand with electronics. Or we can begin to think we understand what's going on.
Begin to understand.
Because we're using electronics. But if we had a different set of technologies, like let's say instead of using electricity and, melted sand to measure things. We were using like fucking paper, like energized paper somehow, right? Like how different would the laws of physics, how different would we think they were because we were using different sets of tools to quantify them?
I don't know about that. I don't know if that would be different. I think like if you're measuring laws of physics, I think you would probably get to the same.
I mean, maybe we're measuring quantum states using electronics, and that's why they appear a certain way. For instance,
okay,
that's what I'm trying to say.
That disagree with Boss D over here. Like, I think we're probably so pigeonholed based on the level of technology we have, when we're trying to measure stuff that's so nuanced and so fucking crazy. We're basically like monkeys trying to understand this shit with the tools that we have, which are in no way capable of really getting down to what the fuck's going on, right? When you're talking about subatomic particles and shit that's virtually non-existent, we're trying to measure that with these big broad spectrum things. Like, I don't think we have a goddamn idea what's going on.
Knowledge bomb.
I think this is one of those periods where we look back, we think we're so bright, so enlightened, as every generation does, and then 100 years from now, they're just going to look at, we're going to be fucking glorified apes with our shitty
but also though it's really
microphones.
impressive how far we have gotten, though, for one. Like, I mean, we are measuring shit with like this fucking Large Hadron Collider and shit. They're finding the God particle, they call it, which is that fucking particle that creates mass of other particles. And I mean, that shit's wild as fuck. But what you're saying is, I mean, that's what happened not that long ago when Albert Einstein fucking turned everything on its head. Like, Newtonian physics was one thing.
Yep.
And then Einstein came with this whole other thing and just fucking like flipped it all. And it's just like, so some other guy could come along, probably me, let's be honest, just fucking, just drop everything, and just drop a knowledge bomb.
Yes. Ross's theory of unifying physics.
That's right.
Coming to a bookstore near you. He'll be right there with Brandon Sanderson.
Brandon Sanderson.
Yeah. You can wait right in line.
Yeah, I'd show up at the, like the British Forum of fucking physics, the fucking famous place, with the fucking thing or whatever, and I'd just walk up and just be like, listen, guys, I got a knowledge bomb.
Guys, using my new technology, we're going to build a spaceship, but it's going to go under the ocean.
Listen, I got really high. And I watched Star Trek, and I thought, what if we did this underwater?
We're going to call it SeaQuest.
All right, has anybody else got any more knowledge bombs, or is that it for...
I think I have one more.
All right.
I'm not sure my actual knowledge bombs were even knowledge bombs, so no, I'm definitely tapped out at this point. Gentlemen, I got nothing. A big pot of nothing.
You're saying like, I know I've read physics. Like.
All right, guys. So, what do you? I'm going to start this off with a little bit of an opinion question for you folks. I want to hear your opinion. Imagine, if you will, the most retarded animal you could think of to put as your national animal, and tell me what it would be. The worst one you can think of, like the lamest.
I mean, I'd have to go with guinea pig, because y'all are fucking eating those fucking things over there.
Delicious. Yeah, okay, that's a good one. That's like having it be chicken, kind of. Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Shave.
I probably have to go with Dane Cook
as your national animal.
As the lamest.
It's just his face. That is kind of weird. Like, is there a national flag with someone's face on it?
Oh,
or
man.
Are there all these like weird like colors, just kind of like stripes and shit?
Yeah, I don't think so.
They're all kind of
that's
basic,
a good
aren't
question. That's a baller move right there, right? Putting your face on the flag. That's a bold move.
Hell yeah. That'd be great. Dude, Trump would do that if he could.
Yeah, for real.
It's going to be the most incredible, amazing. We're redesigning the American flag. It's going to be gold stripes with my face right on it. Perfect. Love it. All right. The lamest one, in my opinion, is Scotland's, and it's because it's made up. They don't even have a real one. It's the unicorn. The unicorn is the national animal of Scotland.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
Really? I did not know that.
Yep. The unicorn was a symbol of innocence and purity in Celtic mythology. However, it was also associated with power and masculinity. That's maybe why it was chosen as Scotland's national animal.
Wow.
The smashing box with that big ass horn, bro. Doesn't get much more masculine than that.
Yeah.
That's out of control. I had not heard that
I would
before.
never have thought that.
That's a legitimate knowledge bomb right there.
Knowledge bomb!
Knowledge bomb!
Knowledge bomb!
So, like, in the Scottish cinematic universe, are the unicorn...
What?
Are the unicorn...
Is there such a thing as question one?
Yeah, well, hear me out. There's the unicorn. And then there's also the green elves. What are those called? The
leprechauns.
Leprechauns, dude. Leprechauns. Are unicorns and leprechauns like in the same stories? You think?
Yes.
Same terrible stories.
Yeah, it's just like myth, folklore.
Right.
It's folklore.
That's what I mean, though.
Yeah.
Do we get unicorns from like Celtic mythology?
Probably, yeah. I mean,
Knowledge bomb.
I don't know the history of where the unicorn comes from, but all right, I'll do one more too. The dot over an I or a J is called a tittle.
Hey, I knew that already.
Did you?
Yeah,
all
I knew
right.
that one. Shit. A tittle.
Yep.
I'm gonna shit on your factoid.
That's what I'm saying is when you if you're dropping a knowledge bomb to somebody who already knows, yep, you lose and you get the fucking you get the bullhorn. Or
I think you take a shot. That's the rule that we
Good
have.
call.
Oh, there you go.
That's actually a fun drinking game, really, isn't it?
Also, that's a strangely erotic name for a dot over a J, isn't it?
Ooh, my tittle.
Tittling the fuck out of that lowercase J, bro.
You make sure you put your tittles on there.
Yeah. Oh,
I was tittling that lowercase.
my favorite part of tits is the tittle.
You get done tittling that lowercase J, just bust that nut all over the globellum, dude.
All right, I think that's it. This has been
Knowledge bomb.
Knowledge Bombs.
Knowledge bomb.
All right, what else we got?
Body confusion, muscle confusion, all that stuff, dude.
Yeah.
Sexual confusion.
Dude.
Yeah.
I actually made my triumphant return back to the gym the other day. I was like going pretty steadfast for a hot minute and then got real busy.
Gaiman.
Right? And I got real chubby for a minute, but I also realized in the course of doing so, like how much of a creeper I've become in my old age when it comes to checking out the shouties, bro. Like back in the day, I used
like
to
hot
be like,
gym girls or something.
yeah, dude, I used to be like fucking Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible. I'm dropping down from the ceiling, fucking scoping bitches out. I got my little mirror on a stick and being real crafty about it, being real respectful back in the day. And now I'm just like, I'm craning my neck around 180 degrees, looking like a fucking owl,
my
just
God,
checking
dude.
bitches out, just looking them up and down, just going, oh yeah,
You see frogs a lot?
yeah, you do that deadlift, baby.
I kind of find, like, for me anyway, as I get older, I care less and less about how women look. Like, I appreciate attractive women, right? But it's more in the sense like, oh, this person's like disciplined, they're this age, and like that means they take care of themselves and shit. And it's, for me, it's more about the personality aspect of it, right? So,
Yeah.
and I'll give you a good example of that. So I was on this tubing trip over the weekend, as I explained earlier, and there's this girl there who's this OnlyFans model, right?
So to
And-
hit pause right there,
Yeah.
as you are in one breath talking about the, it's really about the mental state of women. It's really about the mind more so than everything
Yeah.
else. By the way, I met this OnlyFans model.
Well, you
who's,
need to let me finish my
I
story.
met an
'cause I
OnlyFans
hear you.
foot fetish model who
Dude, her feet were
calling
so nice.
your fucking bluff right now, bro.
Okay. No, but
Trying
this
to
ties in what I'm
suck up
talking
to
about.
the
So she's
fair
a very
gender.
attractive person is what I'm saying here. I'm like, before I realized she was an OnlyFans model, and I'm like, you know what? She's pretty cute. Let's talk to her. So yeah, it gets later in the night. We're talking, and I'm like, God, there's not a lot going on inside here. You know what I mean? And it was a big turnoff because everything was about like her influencers and this kind of shallow
Can't stand that
Instagram
shit,
van
dude. Yeah,
life thing
all
she had
set
going
that.
on. I'm like, you know what? I love the body. It's a bummer it's attached to that head.
Yeah, dude.
That's what I was
That's what you
getting
got
at.
a bag for.
I was largely uninterested. By the way, I'm an OnlyFans model. Come again? Say what now?
Do you guys know fucking Robert Frank or whatever, the weightlifter guy?
Dude, this
No,
is good
dude.
stuff right here.
Yeah. Oh fuck, dude. See if you can pull up Robert Frank. I think his name. He's the original get swole like guy going. You gotta get swole. He's like in the car, but he does so many fucking like memes and shit. Oh, he's so fucking funny, man. I think it's Robert Frank. I want to say. He's got all these rhymes of if you want to be in your caprice, like it's like getting done, like they're all these like limericks almost about like
Robert Frank appears to be a Swiss photographer and documentary filmmaker. So
How does that taste so good, Ross? That actually has like a nice little oregano type flavor.
Sweet Chiba.
Right?
That's sweet Chiba.
Dude, that's
The
delicious.
stickiest of the icky. Ooh, wee. Okay, I did not. I definitely got some different results here. I'm blaming that one on DuckDuckGo, my friends.
Yeah.
I don't care about two things. My next set and get my noodle wet. She'll be getting sloppy, or her girl's gonna be screaming, "Hi, Poppy, don't stoppy!" in the backseat of a Regal. Position broken like a beagle, eyes bugging like a beetle, penetrate that ass like a tattoo needle. So fuck these chips and dips. I'm about chicks and hips. So when I see a chica with the culo grande, I'm gonna go up to her and say, "Tu eres aficionado a los deportes," because I want to play a game of hide my chorizo with you and your culo. Oh, fucking Tide Pod. How about sticking some fucking protein in your mouth and hitting the gym so you can grow out of your baby gap jeans and Paxson t-shirt and start hitting switches on bitches, leaving hoes in stitches like a real fucking man. Because when you're jacked and juicy, the hoes get loosey. So when she's down on her knees, begging to see what's behind my PSDs, I hope she's not.
We gotta hit pause right there real quick,
against
bro.
the wall and bang her perpendicular. If you're wondering,
Two things. One, we've been looking for a new rapper to bring into the fold. We just found him,
man.
with those superior
Who is this
lyrics.
guy? I've never seen
Robert
him before.
Secondly, can we just do a Robert Frank segment? We don't have to comment on it, bro. We just show Robert
The
Frank.
thing is only we could hear that. It's not recorded.
Oh, Ross.
So, dude, I'm working
Wow.
on it, man.
Oh, everybody can hear that, my.
If you want to do a podcast, you need to get on the podcast and hit the fucking microphone. Your bitch ass ears can't handle it.
I'm a Goldilocks looking motherfucker over here, bro. I got to get that just right temperature of porridge when it comes to that ear volume. By the way, there is no denying that Robert Frank sound. Everybody in the
Dude.
world could hear that right now, dude. There's no chance that was absolutely feeding it.
Yeah,
All right,
yeah.
back to the Robert Frank, man. By the way, the best one was what was the all I care about is my next set and getting my noodle wet, dude. Coming out strong.
I thought you guys fucking knew Robert Frank, man.
No, my God.
Are you ready for some
And
more?
it's a goddamn shame I didn't.
Dude, I follow him on fucking Facebook or whatever, so it's just like the, TikTok and Insta clips and
I will
shit,
follow
dude.
him on
It's-
Facebook,
this is his whole
Instagram,
thing,
to the
huh?
ends of the earth, boys.
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's a legit lifter, but he fucking like, I
It's
don't
the
know.
manliest man I've ever seen. He puts all
Yeah,
of
it
us
was
to
the
shame.
original getting swole is the goal
Oh,
guy.
yeah,
This
yeah.
is the guy. This is
Okay.
where that came from. He just sits in his car and yells.
who the fuck am I to give anyone relationship advice? I'm Robert fucking Frank, and my report card speaks for itself. I have an A in no fucks given, an A
Right.
in keeping it real, an A in motivation, and a D in your girlfriend. Since I was 4 years old, that in days of old, and nights were bold, and condoms weren't invented. They try to suck around their and babies were prevented. And there's no passcode to take this fucking load. I'll punch it in 4, because the only thing I'm trying to hide is my barrage hole in a dark warm hole, connected to the baddest fucking
Just be
bitches
playing
that
it
Santa
out
brings
loud,
home.
bro.
But me and my bros, we're making hearts stop and panties drop with this sick fucking pup. And while they're out there chasing perfect 10 scores, I'm banging perfect 10 whores. And I ain't giving her no half pipe, triple cork. I'm giving her the full pipe, triple pork.
Oh my God.
She sees the size of my arms, busting out of my feet.
Why does he have this clown mask on? Why is he looking like Violent J right now, dude?
Chill for it too. I strongly believe the bigger the cushion, the sweeter the pushing. And I'm trying to get the job of the hut, looking slut. With the quick fast, you could be getting the ass from some shit with an hourglass if she don't get with the fucking program.
Okay, mission the first is getting this cat in here for the cast, dude. Oh my God.
I've heard enough Robert Frank
This
for
is
my
our
whole
next
life.
guest, dude. This is our next guest. You have not begun to hear Robert Frank, bro.
What do you know about
Not begun to hear Robert
dude?
Frank. Oh my God.
It's so rapid
Oh,
fire,
man,
man. It's so fucking funny, dude.
He might be the greatest lyricist of our generation.
Ross,
This
you gotta
guy
make,
is
you gotta
gonna
make
be
some
gold on
music
the
with
mic.
those, man. That would be great.
Oh man, we
He
gotta
does-
edit that in.
He does he does a whole thing, like he does series of shit, like this is like a compilation of like his best of rants, but he does shit like in the gym where it's like, here's the proper way to talk to a girl at the gym, and he fucking does the whole thing to her and whatever, so it's all comedic. And then when you actually hear him talk, he doesn't talk like this at all. He's like a really funny guy. Just
Oh, I'm
doing
sure
his
he's just playing a
bits.
character.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
totally
yeah.
a character. It's so fucking funny
The
though.
funniest fucking character ever invented. Dude, this guy is.
Yeah, he's gold.
Oh
He's
Jesus
gold.
Christ, what a character!
Like he like rates girls on like he'll take like Instagram shit or whatever, but it's like a joke where she's like not that hot, and he'll be like, yeah, she's maybe into 7 or whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then she'll turn around, she has this huge ass, and just goes, oh, she's a fucking 10. Like, it's just a whole shtick,
Robert
man.
Frank keeping those priorities straight.
Yeah, man, but it's man, you can't beat that
Oh,
fucking
man.
rant, dude.
All right, we got to give the people a little bit of this, dude. Even if
I'll
it's just,
drop it in. I'll drop it in. I'll record it out on
Oh,
this
I got you.
browser here and fucking drop it into the
Oh
episode.
Jesus, man!
You want a little more?
It doesn't get any better than that. I want nothing but Robert Frank, dude.
I told you, dude.
All right, are you positive we can edit this in? If not,
Yeah,
we gotta
yeah.
go
I'm
phone to
ready
the
in, dude.
mic. All right.
I'm-
Oh my God.
Because I'm Robert fucking Frank, and I'm the women's pet, and the men's biggest threat. And what my night has in store is to get some big booty whore on all fucking fours, with her cheek pressed up against my bedroom floor. Because it's Tuesday, International Chest Day, for the second day in a row. And on the down low, I'm trying to land a big booty hoe, with sex on the menu, my bedroom the venue. I'm too bless you, give it a sticky back, now get the fuck out of my venue. So ladies, if your man is into No Nut November, slide my DX, I'll give you a night to remember.
No Nut November?
I win more than a 300 bowler. When I bend you over, hand on your shoulder, I'll bust more nuts than a wooden toy soldier. Goal is the goal, size is the prize, it's gains the clock, motherfucker. Let's hear.
Oh my
It's
god.
gains the clock, dude. Size is the prize, dude.
Oh man, the world needs more of this guy for sure. Oh my god, Robert Frank, man, soak it in a little bit. Oh my Jesus Christ,
He's definitely like a WWE character.
Yeah, man, for sure.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
He's going hard on all this. When he started, he didn't even have the full beard and all this shit. I mean, he's leaned way. He's made a whole career.
How is
of
this guy
shit.
not the biggest thing out there, dude? Right now,
Yeah, he
Jesus
is.
Christ, dude, Robert Frank, man. Oh man, that's a lot to handle right there,
Yeah.
boys. That's a lot to handle.
Yeah, that shit's gold.
I'm not sure if my testosterone just spiked or plummeted right there. There was a whole lot of feelings going on. I don't know.
He's got one going off about like how you're not taking enough or you're not taking enough fucking steroids and shit.
You gotta get swole, son. It's all
He's
about earning
talking-
those gains. You gotta
he's
earn
ta-
those gains.
He's talking about how somebody gets a girl pregnant or whatever, and he's like, if you're capable, it's like if you're capable of getting her pregnant, you're not on enough steroids. It's like,
Oh, man.
like, you gotta get on better gear if you're knocking her up. You know.
Oh man.
Would you guys ever take steroids? Like, if you, all right, let me preface it. Let's say you had like a guy, like a professional, like these Hollywood types and shit, they're all taking it, right? Like if you had that
100%,
opportunity of like
100%.
the money and the right doctor who does this stuff, and let's say you're like on like, you know, the fucking Chris Evans plan or something, right? Like there's still side effects and shit, you know, but obviously when you got somebody who knows what they're doing, there's way less risk. Would you do
is
it?
looking like Chris Evans.
Right.
Yeah, right. What
So
a
that's a
goddamn
yes.
shame that'd be.
So
Jesus
you would
Christ.
say yes, you would do it. That's a yes.
I hadn't thought of it that way. Yeah, if that was all on the table and it was just like a fucking shot, sure, man, sign me up. I'll be Robert Downey Jr. if I have to have small nuts.
Well, yeah, there are side effects, but if you're talking, I've got the best nutritionist / doctor who knows this stuff inside and out.
Yeah.
The side effects are going to be A, mitigated or B, counteracted by take other X, Y, Z pills.
okay.
You know what I
and
mean?
you
right?
got your whole workout
Chemical concoction.
routine and everything. It's all built
But
in. and
it is
everything.
also 100% dependent upon that, like with
Yeah.
the caveat of like I'm not going to grow a third
Here's the
arm
better-
out
here's
of
the
my
better
ass
question.
that's not functional or something. Like
So that in mind, here's the better question: would you take the steroid if you were just like the good-looking guy at the gym, at your local gym?
what do you mean if? Soak me in a little.
If you want to get your nuts,
Like, you know, you're just like, you know, the perfect 10 version
I'm a
of
young
yourself.
Robert Frank looking
Right.
motherfucker over here, brother.
no. See, that's what I'm saying. That's why I preface my question the whole way is like, if it's just like gym bro, even if he's fucking like seems like a pretty legit guy, I'm not going there. You know, like I've talked about this with my buddy at work who works out pretty hard, and he looks pretty good and shit, and he's just like, you just gotta understand that you're never gonna look like that. That it's like not possible. You know, without getting on
You
gear.
know, gentlemen, the unattainable body goals set by young weightlifters.
You got to do it. You got to do it even softer.
I think,
Yeah,
Ross,
just
you
take
have
your brain down a
self-limiting
little bit.
beliefs, man. That's what's
I
happening
got
right
these
now.
low dose of that tones, bro. I can only control
If you
them
didn't
so much,
have a
buddy.
job,
Yes,
bro, if you weren't doing a podcast, if you grounded out in the gym 8 hours a day, you could look like that. But you're not willing to do the work.
No, you can't look like that. That's how they trick you. Is you can't look like that without fucking getting on gear. It's not fucking possible, dude. These fucking guys that are so huge and so jacked and shit, they are 100% on controlled substances, and they're fucking marketing their shit to you to get fucking you to buy.
I don't know if
their
I agree
shit,
with that,
dude.
though.
It's
Like,
100%. It's
true, dude.
undebatable.
Here's the
Men
deal.
don't look like that,
You
dude.
can't
Like,
look like that without getting on fucking steroids.
Man,
and it doesn't mitigate the work they're doing. They're also in the gym 4 hours a day.
Here's the
but
thing.
You can't
It's
do
not
it
a
without.
magic
Here's
pill.
the thing, guys. The guys that are
Yeah,
in the gym 4 hours a day, grinding it out, they might not still look like that, right? But here's the
They
deal.
look great,
But those are guys that are in 4 hours in the gym every day in our modern society with all the shit we eat, with all the carbs, like it's a bunch of corn,
It's getting down
right?
on mad wheatgrass.
Like we are not like living in a prime kind of condition for humanity.
The non-starter, first and foremost, is that you cannot maintain 6% body fat while being that enormous size-wise. And I'm not even talking about being chiseled, but it's a non-starter to begin with, because the caloric intake you've got to have to grow your entire body size-wise, ignoring how cut you are. Like, you cannot be that shredded. Like, it's...
Yeah. Well, and you cycle it, like
Never
you're saying,
the
you
two
do it
shall
all, and
meet.
then you cut, and that's what gives them that look to be like when you're in like competition mode or whatever. So like you bulk and then you cut, and like, but it's all done. It can't be done. I mean, any bodybuilder, if they tell you they're not on steroids, they are lying.
Well, and there are certainly guys that bust their ass and have the natural genetics to get in pretty goddamn good shape, right?
But
But
for sure.
to be that ridiculous, you know, you look at some linebacker in the NFL, you know, some 260-pound motherfucker that runs a 4.40. Like, the human body is not built like that.
Here's what I think.
You're zero,
I think that like
2% body fat, you bench fucking 400
99%
pounds.
of people, like here's the thing: 99% of people say they want something, right? So, I want to be rich, or I want to have like that body that bodybuilder has.
If you want to get into print,
But here's the actual truth. Like, people desire things, or like they fantasize about it, but they don't really like want it. They don't really identify with it. So they might go like, in this example, right? Then the top 1% of people in like peak physical condition, right? The other 99% of people go 99% of the way, and they don't get there. But the people that like really want it, man, they'll spend like, 4-6 hours in the gym. They'll fucking grind out. They're not going to have a life. They're not going to be like interesting to talk to, but they're going to have that crazy ass body.
It's a sliding scale like everything else. If you're going to put, that amount of effort into any one thing, what's going to come off the table? Because you've got 24 hours in the day.
Exactly. So like
the other thing to your point is that everybody wants the end result without the work that's necessary to get there, right? Like, the thing you always hear about is, this fucking CEO is making $10 million a year, $10 billion a year, whatever it is, and sitting in their ivory tower. Those motherfuckers are also putting in 90-hour weeks. They're dealing with the most stressful types of situations you can begin to imagine. Their job, their enormous salaries on the line, the financial stake of the company is on the line. So yeah, it sounds great in theory to say, I want all the power, I want to be the big dog, but they're not up there smoking cigars, kicking back, and fucking stroking their suspenders.
some of them are though. You're talking about like some like Titan kind of guys like that are really doing it. There's a lot of CEOs that just are fucking like,
most rich people I
I don't think that's the case.
Aren't
I think
the
it's
hardest
100%
workers.
misnomer.
yeah,
bro.
I don't know. I think like a lot of that, but that may be true, and you do got to do the work to get in that position. But there's also a lot of like luck-based opportunity of being just kind of like born in the right time and place, and I don't know, just everything.
Yes and no. I mean, if you come from some prestigious ass fucking white collar, white bread family, you're gonna have a leg up on
for
some
those of you
with
that
no
most of them
education
do.
and stuff.
So for those of
But
you who don't know,
nevertheless,
I'm an
you're-
author, and I write about this in my book.
Pitch your book.
Yeah, I'll pitch my book, guys, but it's the truly successful people who are really wealthy, who really make it, tend to think a certain way. They have certain beliefs or worldviews that lend themselves to becoming like enormously successful. And in my experience, one of them actually isn't work. Like what's interesting about this book is also what's not in it. Like, there's not a chapter about working hard, because that's not a must-have ingredient to become rich.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying is, I mean,
Exactly.
like, you can like even like Elon Musk, name like any big successful guy. And I'm not saying this is bad. I'm just saying it's a reality.
Sure.
That they are usually come from a like privileged, rich family or whatever.
Actually, that's factually not true.
I don't know who. Like who?
Have you ever read like Tim
Disney, Elon Musk?
Tim Covey's Change Your Habits, Change Your Life? Great book about the habits of rich people.
That's fine, but you can't cultivate those habits without having the opportunity to do so. You can't make habits that your reality if you have to work 4 jobs to get by.
Less than 1 in 4,000 millionaires like got their money through like it being given to them, like through an inheritance, or like them like getting it randomly. For the other,
but they still usually have you ever seen the memes? You ever seen these where it's like the ways people get rich, and number 5 is dad owns a tech company. You ever see that shit?
Okay,
there's a lot of truth to that.
But that's a stupid meme. The truth is that really rich people tend to think a certain way. They tend to, and because of that, they tend to do things a little bit differently than the rest of us.
They can think that way because they're able to.
Two separate points.
They are able to think that way.
Yeah, right.
But anyway, the thesis is if you can change how you think, what you believe, how your worldview is framed, what your values are, you will also tend to become more wealthy.
Two different arguments.
You prioritize
are being
different elements of your life
here, right? There's the argument that, to be clear, a CEO 0% of the time stumbles his way ass backwards into becoming the CEO, or because daddy did this or that. It doesn't happen. Because people are driven by money. The economy is driven by money. First and foremost, if somebody's an incompetent motherfucker who's going to put you underwater, they're not going to rise to that position. That's one argument. Having said that, to your point, is someone from an inner city who's got to fucking, work 10 shit jobs to pay a dog shit bill ever going to rise to that level? No, because they will not have the time necessary to focus to do so, right?
Correct.
Those are two separate things. So you absolutely need to start from a certain level.
Somebody who is privileged is not going to get there, though, without wanting to, like you're saying, without doing the work. But that's all I'm trying to say is these fucking titans of industry that we're all fucking talk about and everything. Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, these big guys that are in our world right now, and you can say Walt Disney. Most of them they all had Jeff Bezos was bankrupt twice and was given multi-million-dollar loans by his parents to make Amazon go.
That's a good example.
Donald Trump was born rich. Elon Musk, born rich. His dad was a fucking billionaire in the diamond industry in South Africa. I'm not even saying this is bad. I'm saying it just is.
All right.
So yeah, that's all I'm trying to say.
Papa Ross came equipped. Talk about this.
I just think it's the reality of the world. You have the opportunity to be this, and you have connections already, you have funding to do it. The biggest part of success in anything is just having fucking funding. If somebody gave me $20 million, we could make something huge. You
obviously
just have the money
it's
to do
easier
it.
if money is handed to you to raise said money, but any good idea is going to win out in theory. If my dumbass came up with the most brilliant idea and something that's going to be a viable product and make people a shitload of money, the money would come to me for funding. Is it easier to get said money if you got mommy or daddy with the big fucking bankroll? 100% of the time.
Yes and no, dude. That's what I'm saying, is that because of the opportunity to do so. It's you might have the $1 million idea, but if you can't bring that to people, you don't even have those connections. So you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is obviously easier to rise to success if you've got a fucking, foothold. You can't, it's real difficult to get there if you're bogged down in the mud as opposed to jumping, up from a 10-foot building.
Yep. 100%. So, all I got to say is...
chest. Because if you want a thick chick begging you to slam them lips between her hips, your pecs better be fucking swole. On Tuesday, we do arms, because if you want a thick mommy making your knob throb while she
cracking himself up while he's saying it.
On Wednesday, we do arms, because if you want to be in a Ford Taurus, blasting your baby gravy all over her clitoris. On Thursday, we do arms, because if you want a thick mommy spanking your monkey.
Robert Frank can't even soak in Robert Frank right now.
On Saturday, we do arms, because if you want a chick with monkey pox, tongue punching your fart mouth, your arms better be swole. On Sunday, we do arms, because if you want your nuts banging off the chin at the budget end, your arms
Oh, it's just the best.
That's a smart dude, man.
I'm telling you, man, Robert, this guy's my fucking hero.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus Christ, dude.
Robert Frank, you got to train me, man. Reach out. We need to get on the Robert Frank show somehow, dude.
Please come on the pod, dude. Robert Frank's got to get on the Dangerville show.
We'll do whatever to be on your shit, dude.
Jesus Christ.
I'm going to send him this. I'm going to edit this all down and send it to him. Be like, man.
I bow down to thee, my friend. Robert Frank for the
Robert
win.
Frank. Go all
Sandman's
night.
on that blue chew train. I don't even got a girlfrend. I'm just taking blue
Right.
chews.
I just
Gotta
like
be prepared,
feeling being
babe.
rock hard all the time.
You know, I just feel it gives me a certain confidence if I just walk around rock hard 24/7. You know?
Hey, you never know when the other multiverse version of me is gonna step into the picture and
When I'm
offer
in
to
the
jack
gym,
me off.
Jack
Bro. I
me
gotta
off
be
at
ready
gym.
at all times.
I'm waiting for myself to jack me off.
yeah. I'm waiting for the Noah from another multiverse.
My brother from another mother.
My brother from the same mother from another multiverse.
Indeed. Technically speaking.
All right, let's jump into the.
Is it still incest if it's your mom from another universe?
Not your mom.
From a different universe, but it's not.
The answer's yes. It is still incest, you sick fuck. All right. Shut up. Let's go to the news. And now, the news with Mach 3, cue sound effects, and
The Dangerville Podcast presents News of the World.
The news.
hey.
Ladies and gentlemen, all right. When we think Snoop Dogg, what do we think, right?
Weed.
Of course, the answer is cereal, breakfast cereal, Noah.
Oh, shit.
So Snoop Dogg has come out with a new Snoop Loops breakfast cereal,
Snoop Loops.
which is surprisingly high in fiber, by the way, gentlemen. If you're looking for a heart-healthy breakfast option to start the morning, look no further
Knowledge
than Snoop
bomb.
Loops. All right.
I want to know what the marshmallow content of this cereal is.
Yeah.
Funny enough, you asked that, my friend.
Is it better high?
So Master P is getting in on the action to promote here. Recent Instagram post reads, Brodus Foods introduces the best tasting cereal in the game, Snoop Loops.
Wow.
At Snoop Dogg, we're taking over grocery stores.
Jesus Christ.
SnoopLoops.com. The more we make, the more we give.
Wow.
Hashtag God is good. Hashtag
Wow.
family business. Berry delicious faux
It's called-
shizzle coming straight from Master
Brody
P.
Foods, you said, dude?
Brodus Foods.
Brodus, that's what I mean.
Brodus
Yeah,
Foods.
his last name or whatever. It's Kelvin Brodus.
Oh, yeah. Well played. Good call.
So
Huge
it's probably, like I said, family business. It's probably his brothers or something, you know, some
Indeed.
shit like that. He's funding it or whatever.
Boss
Going
D, to your
for
question
shizzle.
about marshmallows, my friend, Master P went on to tweet, more corn, more flavor, and more marshmallows. That's what separates us from the rest. If you like Fruit Loops and presumably diabetes, you will love Snoop Loops, bro. More marshmallows, more fucking corn, all caps, exclamation point. That corn content, that marshmallow content, mad high, boys.
So
mad high, gentlemen.
Eminem actually got to the candy industry and he called them M&Ms. That was my joke. Just shoot me. Dude, I was going to set that up better. I was going to say, Marshall Mathers got into candy and he calls them M&Ms.
Knowledge bomb.
Knowledge bomb.
I
Yeah,
can't
so when
tell when you're. I can't tell though what's
was
real
a
and what you're
horrible joke.
making up though. That's
Snoop Loops.
Literally all 100% real, save for the diabetes comment.
All
That's
right,
the
all right.
Ross, what's the jingle sound like for Snoop Loops?
oh man, I don't know. I mean, it'd be him doing it, right? Yo, Snoopy Loops. You know, it's got to be some shit like that. You know.
Snoopy Loops.
When
You
asked
like
if
the
the
fruits?
when you gotta
cereal
poop.
is delicious, Snoop replied, ooh, wee.
Yeah,
And no.
indeed. Put it in. Put the milk in the bowl.
Indeed.
Put it in the bowl.
So related side note, over COVID, actually just before COVID, I was in a Walmart because I'm white trash and cheap. Found a bag of Cardi B rap snacks with an X, which I still own to this day. It remains unopened. I left every worldly possession in my desk over COVID and after I bailed my job. But I went back to get those Cardi B rap snacks, boys. Still chilling up in the cupboard.
Wow.
Cardi B rap snacks.
It's got to
Indeed.
be,
With Snoop Loops.
You
collector's item
Bring them
coming up
in,
soon.
dude. Let's try them.
I don't know, man.
What are you gonna do? Frame them, dude?
It's gonna be. I'm putting that shit up on eBay someday. It's
All
gonna
right.
be.
That's fair. You'll get about $3 to $4.
Also, 2-year-old rap snacks. Like, to be fair, those rap snacks weren't tasting worth the shit day one, bro. We're
Dude,
2 years
let's-
after the fact.
Let's eat them.
Should we do it? All right.
Yeah, let's eat them on
Next
the
pod,
thing.
we'll get down on
eat
some
'em on
fucking
the thing.
Cardi B rap snacks. All right, I love it.
We
I
should
love
try
it.
to get. Can you actually buy these Snoop Loops too? Then? Can you actually
Apparently.
get them?
Yeah,
yeah.
I would imagine.
Let's
let's make a road trip, dude. We'll do a
let's
fucking
find out,
podcast.
Let's find
from the
out
road.
where you can get them, and let's get a box in.
Dude, I don't want to
The
drive to Florida
LBC,
tomorrow.
bro. I would assume Long Beach, right?
Right, Florida for sure.
We're gonna have
right?
to drive to LBC, dude. and get
California.
fucking,
California,
yeah, Florida.
That's a longer drive. Jesus.
Yeah, dude, it's for fucking Snoop ain't hanging around.
Dude, how long of a
Florida.
drive?
California.
How long of a drive is it to California? Like 20 hours?
A long one.
Yeah, 20, 22 hours, something like that. Go.
So Boston police boat comes to rescue a stranded groom just before his wedding, right? Or wedding. So Patrick Mahoney was scheduled to get married on Thompson Island. That's in the middle of Boston Harbor, okay?
All right.
So the boat set to take him out there for the pending nuptials allegedly goes down, right? And he's stranded out there. Officer Joe Matthews steps in to save the day, which, by the way, like most cop name ever, right?
Hi, I'm Joe Matthews.
It sounds like a Frasier plot.
I'm Matthews. Officer
You know what I
Joe
mean?
Matthews.
It's like from a sitcom, like a Friends episode.
Indeed. So Officer Matthews comes to the rescue, right? Mr. Mahoney is quoted as saying, "Thanks. This is great because, I accidentally got stranded before my wedding and now I get to marry my fiance forever and have her be my wife forever because I was accidentally stranded. So thank you for saving me. Thank you."
What?
Oh, I'm not buying that he was accidentally stranded one bit. This motherfucker is trying to bail on this wedding for sure.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I was not following you, dude.
Yeah, Officer fucking Matthews blew up the game there, bro. He's trying to get out of that shit for sure.
All right.
Got roped right back in, man.
I think we ruined that story.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
That's good material, boys. We'll edit that in post-pro.
I'm also very high and forgot the first part of the story.
I'm really high, man. To be honest with you, Shave sounds like he's rapping half the time to me right now. It's like we could set his voice to auto-tune.
That's how I do it, son.
We should do whole clips in auto-tune. Let's just talk about
if we had like a
something in
knob
auto-tune.
with different notes, that'd be kind of dope, actually.
You just turn it on. It's auto. It's auto-tune. That's what does it. It does it itself.
Oh, okay.
It's kind of in the name.
That's where the auto the auto part comes from.
I'm not a fucking doctor or anything, but
Automatic tuning. It's like autopilot, right? Like it does it itself.
all right, so we got a sewer emergency in Cape Cod, closing down resort restaurants, okay? Cape Cod Resort Provincetown declared a sewer emergency last Thursday, ordering restaurants and other food establishments to immediately shut down, right?
Whoa.
Down on the bustling waterfront.
Was this
there in
also
Cape Cod.
caused by the Dave Matthews Band?
The report could neither confirm nor deny these wild allegations.
Throw back to a couple episodes ago.
Well, I'll see, man.
Oh.
So the town's got to reduce the use of water consumption to help combat the issue, okay? Can flush only when absolutely necessary. So, anyone previously who had attended a Taco Bell restaurant before they go into this restaurant, shit out of luck in this case.
Literally.
Indeed.
No pun intended.
Local patron was quoted as saying it's one of the shittiest meals I've ever had. Hi-oh. Can a brother get a rim shot?
What? That's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know what you're making up.
Exactly.
I mean, that's clearly made up, but it's hilarious.
Just sit back and drink it in.
Super funny, dude.
No,
Jesus Christ. Oh,
nope.
yes.
No, true story, though, than the zinger, but yeah.
Oh, man.
All right, what else we got on the docket?
Just uncalled.
You want to keep going? Keep going,
please.
All right,
please. Let it go.
So Venice Mayor Luigi Bergerano, right?
The city of Venice.
The city of Venice. How? Yeah, of course his name's
that
Luigi.
mayor. Yep.
Gotta love it.
Yeah. I know who that is.
Finds tourist surfers for using motorized surfboards in the Grand Canal.
He's fining.
Yeah.
Okay, that I can agree with.
Grand Canal, ironically,
I agree
also
with
the
this.
That ruins the
nickname
vibe,
given
doesn't
from,
it?
Yeah, you don't want surfers in the vibe in Venice, dude.
It's like people
Yeah.
mowing their lawn.
You're
in
trying
Venice.
to fucking like bring your wife there and fucking get laid or whatever. Like, you don't want these fucking Johnnies fucking
Right.
surfing.
Bro, I hope I don't have to take my wife to Venice to get laid.
I mean,
I can't do that once a week. Man.
Venice.
The
but
only
the
place
two
I get
tourists,
laid.
they got fined €1,500, which is like $530, by the way. When did the economy go to this level of bullshit? Like, how are we not overtaking the euro here?
Dude, you don't want a fine to be $10. They won't care. It's got to be real.
I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about
I still might pay $500 to motor surfboard in Venice.
That's worth it.
Worth it. Let's go, guys.
Right.
I'll pay that. Yeah, I'll pay that up front.
A few years back, they find 2 German tourists literally for sitting on top of the bridge making like French press coffee, dude. Luigi does not fuck around when it comes to this canal.
That one's kind of weird to me. Yeah.
Wait, what?
You can't make coffee outdoors.
You can't make French coffee in Italy, son. That's a $500 fine, bro.
That's a faux pas, which also is a frowned upon phrase in Italy.
Communist Italy, dude.
When asked to comment, the surfers were utterly despondent, replying, "Bruh."
So if you get a fine in Italy while you're traveling, do you just leave and not pay it? Because I would.
I'm cheesing out of Italy for sure, dude. I mean, paying some fucking bullshit fine.
They're not going to collect that shit
with
over
that
here,
funny money, that colored fucking Italian funny money.
Never go back.
Mayor
never go
Luigi.
back. There's a warrant for my arrest in Italy.
Yeah, that's how you play.
That's like James Bond shit.
I'm going to pay off some motherfucker named Mayor Luigi.
That was gold, though, dude. That was a great joke. He responded, bruh. Like Keanu Reeves' voice. Bruh.
Point Break, man. Classic. Never caught the new Point Break.
Nobody did, dude.
Can't taint the original.
did.
All right. This is one of my personal favorite stories. It's not that funny, but this motherfucker throwing it down. So a Missouri man has filed a class action lawsuit against Bass Pro Shops for failing to honor a lifetime warranty on socks. So this hardcore son of a bitch is willing to spend however many tens of thousands in legal fees to stick it to the man over at Bass Pro Shops.
That's a consumer advocate right there, man.
This guy's sliding around like fucking Tom Cruise in Risky Business on the cement basement floor.
Lifetime warranty, baby.
Come on, motherfucker.
Got that lifetime warranty.
Thank God I saved my 20-year-old receipts from Bass Pro Shop.
He's got it in a
now I'm down. That's coming back to me.
I got it in my fire safe box. My warranties from Bass Pro Shops 20 years ago. I've been wearing these same 3 pairs of socks, hunting and fishing for the last 20 years, stomping through swamps.
That guy's steady watching that Michael Jackson "This Is It" documentary, practicing moonwalks for hours of the day, just fucking wearing those bitches
then
out.
Then he comes back and lays those holy ass socks on the customer service counter like, sup, bro?
This guy's
lifetime warranty.
He's been practicing moonwalks since fucking Thriller debuted back in the day, dude.
But I appreciate that.
Hey, man.
You know what, dude? Like North Face, that's why I get
Sticking
North
up for
Face
his
shit.
rights. How much money is it going to cost this guy in lawyer fees?
You bring it in, man. They just give you a new one.
Listen, this guy, it's not about the money. This guy is fighting for the people.
This guy is a man of principle, and I
love it.
I
love it.
This is a warranty situation here. We're taking down the man. Bass Pro Shops has been keeping the man down.
And I'll tell you
with their
what,
sock warranty situation, and this man is fighting for the fucking people.
Bernie Sanders needs to get on this.
Be a grown-ass man, whether it's written word, fucking verbal word warranty, stand by that fucking word.
Exactly.
Be a man of honor. That's some fucking bullshit, and kudos to this guy in Missouri for taking these motherfuckers down.
Yeah, dude.
Put this man in office, get him to run for president. Does it say his name?
It does not.
We got to get him on the podcast.
Missouri man for the fucking win. We got to track this guy down.
His name is anonymous. I'll find him.
Robert Frank, this guy from Missouri.
It is Robert Frank. Listen, my 20-year warranty. My socks are getting swole. I need 20-year warranty.
They have a hole.
I've been jerking off in my socks for 25 years. They're not rust true. I got a 25-year warranty at Bass Pro Shops.
Robert Frank from the universe has been jerking me off. I'll break these socks.
Gotta love it. All right. We got a couple more to get into. We want to keep rolling here.
Yeah, keep them coming. Keep them coming. It's great.
So this one is also pretty awesome. All right. Camp counselor prepares to auction off a signed baseball card of Mark Zuckerberg.
What?
Given to him by Mark Zuckerberg, not now as famous Zuckerberg, but as a literal 8 or 9-year-old child attending this camp as a thank you present for this socially awkward kid.
Oh, dude, what a gold mine. Holy shit.
Yeah.
Here's a signed picture of me playing baseball.
Yeah. Crazy, dude. Yeah, I actually had one of those made of me, too.
So he's trying to sell it.
I'm beside myself with happiness. Yeah, this guy's just like some, middle-aged, like middle 50s camp counselor.
You have to.
Zuckerberg was in his camp literally 30 years ago. He's like, I got this.
What do you think he's going to get for it?
I can't even imagine.
What would you put? What was the price he'd pay?
I would bet $400,000 or $500,000, right? something like that.
Ooh, that's high, I think. I was
think
thinking
so?
30-40 grand maybe.
I would pay
something
30,
like
40
that.
grand for that.
50
That's
to
dope, dude.
150
Fuck
would be
yeah.
my
You think
guess,
so?
yeah.
Yeah, that's high. And I feel like that's high even too.
Possibly pushing that Honus Wagner fucking rookie card for the,
But that's
the
an-
most
that's an
valuable of all
investment
time.
right
to
there.
sign
Is
Zuckerberg,
it?
bro.
How is it like that's gonna go up in value?
We're
Oh, for
talking
sure.
about a signed rookie card from Zuckerberg, bro. Come on.
How much are Barry Bonds baseball cards worth from back in the day, dude?
I guess.
Yeah.
But
Not as
Barry
much
Bonds
as an
played
8-year-old
baseball.
Zuckerberg.
You know, like Zuckerberg is.
But who do we talk about more now? Do we talk more about Mark Zuckerberg or do we talk more about like pro athletes?
Mark Zuckerberg.
Exactly. That's why it's going to be worth more.
Oh, okay. I get you. I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're raking in mad cheddar
But
for
it's
that
a
card.
baseball card of Mark Zuckerberg who didn't make it in baseball.
Dude,
Hey,
a
but you know how many of those they made? None.
You're right.
Just
you're
the
right.
one.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a one of a kind thing
Yeah,
right there.
all
That's
right,
gonna be
that's
worth.
fair.
That's gonna be worth some cheddar,
A
man.
9-year-old Zuckerberg was probably still dominant at ball, dude. Just cracking the laws of physics, looking like Costanza during that Seinfeld episode. Remember, Costanza stops
Yeah,
jacking off.
yeah.
There's gonna be
Gets super
so
smart, and he figures out the laws of physics, the perfect baseball swing.
Dude, there's gonna be so many people in 40 years who want that baseball card.
Yeah, well, I mean, if
Yeah.
people are dumb enough to pay for fucking NFTs and shit like that, dude, then like people are somebody's definitely with a lot of money is gonna buy that Zuck
Hell yeah.
that Zuck card, dude.
I bet you 500 grand. Let's
All
see.
right, it
Yeah.
could be, but people got a lot of fucking money.
I'll be
You're right.
throwing in a
yeah,
bid
yeah.
for it.
Yeah.
People got a lot of money to buy dumb
Let's
shit.
bid
Dude, if it
on
was-
the
if
Mark
it was-
Zuckerberg
Yes.
signed baseball
Yes.
card. Next podcast,
Let's
we'll
look
Shane,
it
throw
up.
if that's
down.
under 40 grand, you let me know because I'll pick that shit up.
We'll get on eBay
Yeah.
auctions. We'll pool up
I
the
will,
money.
I will
here.
definitely buy that, bro. Hell yeah. I'll
That's
take a loan
prized
and everything.
possession. All right, we got one more bit of sad news, but worth mentioning here. So we got to say goodbye to Goodbye Horses singer Q Lazarus, who passed away at the tender age of 61.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me so hard. All right, so the Goodbye Horses girl. Do you know this song?
No.
Goodbye Horses is the song in The Silence of the Lambs that Buffalo Bill, the serial killer, does his famous strip scene.
Oh,
to,
yeah. How does that go?
Where he's tucking his junk behind him and he goes, "Would you fuck me?
Oh, yeah.
I'd fuck me so hard." It goes,
Right.
"Goodbye horses, I'm crying, crying, crying," and some shit like that.
So that guy died, huh?
That it was a girl, but yes.
That person. I did, yeah. No, I remember that
Hey
scene.
man, why you got a gender shame, bro? Here it is. Yep. Would you fuck me?
Ross is fully tucked right now, to be clear. Boss D is fully tucked at the moment.
I am naked in the studio. Tiny penis tucked behind my thighs.
Shockingly small cock on Boss D. It's got a nice groove, dude. This
nice,
is
man.
the new intro song for fucking Dangerville.
So apparently the director was in a cab or something and like heard her song or something. Was like, I got to put this in the movie.
I don't think she ever got an album published. Was one of the things I saw when I was
Could
checking
be.
her out. It's
Could be.
super crazy.
Yeah.
Like
So, as an Instagram celebrity, as I am, but this particular like audio bit is actually really big right now with this weird like Coco the Clown Ghost filter thing. It's kind of weird. So I've actually heard this recently.
what is Coco the Clown Ghost?
It's
and why is it
just
the
an Instagram
scariest
filter
sounding
that's like
filter
going
ever?
around.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
there you go.
So
Knowledge bomb.
her whereabouts were unknown for like 2 decades. She literally just straight up went missing for 2 decades off the grid.
I
yeah.
mean, if you were the Buffalo Bill song, dude, you know,
presumably
like,
locked in the basement of Ted Levine. Right?
presumably putting the lotion on her skin, or else she gets the hose again.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to Goodbye Horses singer Q Lazarus.
Indeed. R.I.P. for real though. It's a great song, great movie, amazing moment in an amazing movie. Yeah, that sucks that she's gone or whatever. But yep, cool
Pour one
song.
out. Pour one out.
Also, Red Dragon is an amazing film.
Oh yeah.
Love me some Ed Norton.
Yeah,
And Ralph
yeah.
Fiennes, who killed in that flick.
I
by
got
the way.
the best rhyme I ever came up with in that album I did was a Red Dragon rhyme. Did you guys catch that one?
I'm bragging like I'm Red Dragon. Do you see?
I'm bragging like the Red Dragon. Do you see?
Pulling that South Park material.
I didn't get that.
Red
And then
Dragon
it goes
material.
on from that one. I got slideshows that will expose you to my greatness. But yeah, it's a deep cut, and I'm like, I think it's the funniest shit like I came up with, and like I'm like, maybe like one person probably shave is gonna get it. You know,
Super fun. Yeah.
Nice.
Super well played, my friend.
do you see? Yeah, that's South Park though, man, where they do that shit. Here's me at here they're like, here's me at the Grand Canyon. No,
Here's me at the local Red Lobster. Do you see? Do you see?
I heard all right, have you guys seen that the guys from South Park did that concert, that 25th anniversary concert?
Yeah.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna. It's
Nor
like
have I,
they put it up on YouTube or
Dude,
whatever.
it's Matt
Primus,
Parker and Trey
right?
Stone
Yeah.
just playing and singing. It's great.
I've seen a bunch of it, like clips and shit.
Yeah.
But I know the whole thing's out. I definitely got to catch it. But I heard that they're also like trying to save Casa Bonita or whatever. You know about that? Do you know the Casa Bonita episode?
I heard they
episode,
bought it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like that weird restaurant, and they did that whole episode about it. I don't know all the
Cartman
details.
like
but,
pretends
he's
to
he's crazy about it.
hides butters so he can take his invitation to Casa Bonita.
Dude, I want to eat there, man. If that's a real place, that
it's a real
sounds dope.
place, man. 100%. And they're like saving it now or whatever.
I'd go to Colorado just to eat the
We should,
Casa
man.
Bonita.
We'll have to fly out to
That's
Colorado.
a great podcast.
Meet up with
to
Robert
Casa
Frank.
Bonita.
That's a
Some
video
cop-
right there.
It was me and Robert Frank at Casa Bonita.
Crushing enchiladas, bro. Robert Frank, baby. Putting them back.
That's so funny. That's like my favorite shit now. It's so funny. I guess hadn't even heard about that guy or whatever. He's fucking gold though.
Oh, that's a
for
game
sure.
changer right
Yeah,
there.
he
That's
is
a game
money.
changer,
He
gentlemen.
is a funny son of a bitch. Shout out to Robert Frank, my man. Gotta get swole.
Indeed.
All right. Anything else going on, fellas?
No, should we call it?
I think so.
I got nothing.
Yeah, I got nothing else. So, all right, listen. Fuck you guys. I hate both of your fucking dumb faces.
Fuck you guys. I'm going home.
I'm going ham. See you, so go fuck yourselves.
Peace.
Fuck.